Stay Tuned Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of two possibly intoxicated idiots watching the National Football League.
Welcome everybody to Stay Tuned Sports as I choke on my spit. Oh my God, that's terrible. Anyway, yes, and in spite of me trying almost to die, apparently, right here on, right off the bat here. Welcome everybody, Stay Tuned Sports. It is the final Sunday night football of the football regular season. Of this NFL, of this 2024 NFL season. This is it. It's over. It's over, everybody. We talked about it. It's been a long journey. Again, when me and Jimbo started this, and the countdown that we kind of had, I think we started about 12 weeks out. We started doing our reviews of, predicting what we thought the divisions, how they were going to turn out. Boy, were those wrong. If you want to go check those out, you can go see those videos still back over in our library there on the channel, which, by the way, if you're watching us not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. Helps us out tremendously. ELS in the chat says, hey, what's up? It's good to see you there, ELS. Game of the year time. Indeed, it is. Hamster says, go Lions. I don't know who ELS is rooting for since he's a Packers fan. He hates both of these teams precipitously. So, no idea where he's going to go with this one. But interested to see. I wonder where you're going, where you're rooting. You can let us know there in the chat. Chat is open. Say hi, say hello, say how you're doing. You can come say whatever you want to do. Also, while you're there, hit that like button. Helps us out. And also, you can also hit that subscribe button, as that helps us around as I adjust the camera. Everything shakes. It's going to be fine, whatever it is. I've got my drink ready to go. Here we are. A toast to the Giants finally fucking ending this miserable goddamn season, which I'm excited for. Not excited that they haven't ended it yet, but looking at some of the, again, lots of stuff happening right now. Apparently, Tyreek Hill has has made a comment. And he has told a few local reporters that he has to do what's best for his career, whether it's in Miami or elsewhere. So that's something that's coming on. Yes, well, you knew it was going to be crazy scores today, Hamster. You knew it was going to be some crazy scores and things happening today with the way just things normally go here. ELS in the chat, he says, well, I have been thinking about this game for a while. I'm picking the game. Will be ELS is rooting for the Meteor, apparently. Pecan in the chat says, sorry for your loss, Hamster. Go Bucks. Pecan, your Saints gave the Bucks everything they could handle. And boy, it was getting dicey there for the old Buccaneers early on. But I'll tell you what, Buccaneers were able to pull it out. And the Falcons were, of course, as they've kind of done all year, found a way to just let the game slip away. And I'll say this, and you haven't been able to say this for a very long time. If I'm a Carolina Panthers fan, I have hope going into next year. I have hope. I have optimism. If I'm a Carolina Panthers fan, I'm like, you know what? Actually, Bryce Young's our guy. That benching is the best thing that ever happened to him. And we've seen it. We've seen it. Oh man, I didn't fix the timeouts here. That's funny. Yes, it's been like so for the first time in a very, very, very long time, the Panthers, I think, have some hope. I'll say this about the Falcons, too. I think the Falcons have hope. It didn't work out with Kirk Cousins this year. It doesn't look like that's going to be anything that, they're going to kind of maybe pull a Russell Wilson. No, they're going to have to pay him. That's going to be on their books for a while, but they're going to look to move on from Kirk and go with their big swinging Penix. But I think Penix is good. You've got Bijan Robinson, who I think is showing good. Like, again, there's reasons for hope and optimism in Atlanta. There's reasons for hope and optimism for the first time in a very long time in Carolina. So there's that. And, of course, Tampa, of course, they win the division for the 4th straight year. I'd like to say that there's hope and optimism in New Orleans. I can't quite do that yet, Pecan. So we'll see. That's okay. There's no optimism or hope here in Giants land. So it is what it is. But we've got some interesting things happening now. So again, I was just perusing the Twitter. We're already starting to see that. Yes, we see Titans got number 1. The Browns have the number 2 overall pick, and my New York Giants secured the number 3 pick by getting beat the shit out of by the Philadelphia Eagles B team. Which congratulations, Giants. That's just fantastic. Good job by you guys. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's any more breaking news. Listen, we know that Gerard Mayo was immediately fired by the Patriots after their win against the Buffalo Bills. And I believe that put them in at 4th now overall in the draft. But I think I think the Patriots have it pretty set on getting Vrabel. That seems to be the scuttlebutt around and seems to probably make the most sense. So I think that's what we're looking at when it comes to that. I'm very upset that while we've got that news, we have not gotten any news or any updates about Brian Daboll or Joe Schoen being fired. That is disappointing and upsetting, if we're being honest with each other. And I think we could be honest with each other here. That's the whole point of us being here, doing what we do. It's just us here being honest. Very upset that the Giants have not cleaned house as of yet. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe they are waiting to Black Monday. Maybe Mara's going to let them, go ahead and sleep. I haven't been able to sleep a lot since you got rid of Saquon Barkley, but you go ahead and sleep. Bo Nix was bowling, but again, he was bowling against the Chiefs B team. So, I don't know. Now he's got to go up against Josh Allen and the Bills in Buffalo. Good luck, Rook. Good luck. That's all I'll say. Maybe something good happens for him. Maybe something not. I don't know. We'll see. But still looking around. Nothing. No other massive news yet as far as jobs opened or people fired or any other major things like that. Really, the Gerard Mayo is still the biggest one that has come with the results of today. So that's what we're looking at there. Let me see. Aaron Rodgers on what's next. I'm going to go home and relax, but I'm not going to hold anybody up. I'll have conversations tomorrow with the Jets to see what they're thinking, and then we'll make a decision before it gets too late in the offseason. So he's going to go home. He's going to smoke some up, probably. Probably bang his girlfriend Brittany there that we found out about on the Pat McAfee show. Congratulations, Aaron. Banging another hot, probably young blonde, I'm going to guess. Probably, if we're going to be honest. Probably what you're going with there. But and then we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to be honest. It seems like it might be the end of the road, but we kind of thought that maybe when he was leaving the Packers, and the Jets ended up swooping in. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with A Rod. Crafty Southpaw in the chat, he says, I would have thought losing to the Eagles practice squad would have sealed his fate. Listen, losing Saquon Barkley, not losing, you let him go. You let Saquon Barkley go. And Xavier McKinney. Let's not forget that. Xavier McKinney, by the way, had his 8th interception this season today. So I don't want that to get lost in the sauce. Everybody's always about, they let Saquon go. He also let Xavier McKinney go. And he's like, what? We? Do we need really anybody in the defensive backfield? Something that we've struggled with all the time, and the only good person we have there? Well, let's let him go. I don't want to pay him that much money in it. Joe Shea needs to be gone for drafting Evan Neal, drafting Kayvon Thibodeau. He needs to be gone for a myriad of reasons. Joe Shea needs out. The Saquon decision, and to me, I think the Xavier McKinney decisions are the biggest ones, but there are myriad of reasons for Joe Shane to already be fired. Daboll, I'm sure somebody out there can try to come up with a reason to keep him. I can't. Fire that fat bald fuck immediately. They both need to go. There needs to be a full clean house enema there at the Quest Diagnostic Center in East Rutherford, New Jersey. It needs to be cleaned out. 100%. Clean the shit out. Fleet enema. Right up in the butt. Clean all the poop out. That's what we need. That's fine, ELS. That's fine. Yes, I got the Eagles fans thanking us for Saquon. I got you thanking us for Xavier. It's fine. It's fine. It's great. Everybody just thank the Giants. And I'm sure whoever's going to get Daniel Jones next year, and Daniel Jones is going to end up having like a fucking Sam Darnold Renaissance fucking season, a Baker Mayfield Renaissance season like those gentlemen had this year. And it's going to be like, oh yeah, no, thanks for Daniel Jones, guys. Oh, that's fine. Don't worry about it, guys. You got it. Yeah, no. See, he actually was talented and very good. He just was on a very shit team, shit organization with shit coaches. Yeah, see what happens when he's on a good place. That happens. Ah! Season's over. I don't have to worry about it anymore. Fuck it all. Let's get drunk. I don't give a fuck. Lions got they got the 12th. They got the opening kickoff, and they have it 1st and 10 at the 30. That's going to be a handoff immediately to Gibbs, and he's going to get a yard and a half, maybe two. 2nd down coming up. Vodka and cranberry soda. That's how we're doing. We are moving on. This is a celebratory day. We are celebrating the end of this fucking season. For a Giants fan, we're mourning the end of the season because we love football, but I'm also celebrating the end of it because fuck me, this has been one of the worst seasons as a Giants fan I have ever experienced in my life, and I've experienced some bad ones, but this one was right up there. We have a pass out to the right. That's going to be, again, a gain of about 2 yards only. So 3rd and rather long. Well, 3rd and mid here. 3rd and 5 is going to be the call here. So I'm going to say he gained about 3 yards on that one. 3rd and 5 coming up here for the Lions on their opening drive. 13:56 here in the first quarter. As we take a look at Brian Flores, who has done a wonderful job with this Vikings defensive unit. Play clock at 5. Goff takes the snap. Back looks, throws over the middle. That's going to be caught. Should have been stopped before the 1st down marker, but was not. Was able to escape. Was Josh Gibbs. And he's able to turn it into a 1st down. He had it about a yard short. Ran backwards about 5 yards, escaped the tackle, and then was able to go ahead, pull up, and got the 1st down. Impressive work there by Gibbs. You start seeing somebody go backwards, you're like, oh no, don't do that. Don't do that. But it worked out. So in that case, it's, no, good. Yeah, all right, good job. Good job. You did a good job there. All right. As it goes. 1st and 10 now for the Lions from the 41-yard line. Under center is Goff. Hands it off. This is to Gibbs again. Gibbs trying to escape and is not going to be able to. He's going to get a loss of about 4 yards. 2nd down coming up here for the Lions. As NBC takes a look at the Vikings defensive unit here. So, yes, the Packers had a very disappointing day today, ELS, if I do have to say so. And Jimbo is already talking his shit. I just hope you know that I already got a message from him in our little group chat, and he was like, ELS is going to hate me for this next week. So just brace yourself, ELS. Jimbo's coming for you. He is on his way. Going to be a gain of about 3, maybe 4 on the carry for Gibbs. And we're going to have 3rd and long coming up here for the Lions. Take a look at KOC, a Coach of the Year candidate this year. The NFL honors coming up on the Thursday before the Super Bowl, as they let everybody know. Goff, again, it's another handoff here to Gibbs, and that's going to be another about 4-yard loss. And so 4th down and very long. Lions are going to have to punt here, and the Vikings are going to get the ball. Yeah, I know. It's not great. On top of it, Love got hurt. Christian Watson's hurt. There's a lot going on in Packerland right now. Not great. And so it appears that maybe the Packers season might end as it began, with a loss to the Philadelphia Eagles, just not in Brazil this time. But we'll see. That's why they play the games, ELS. That is why they play the games. Please beat the fucking Eagles. Please. I don't want to deal with his bullshit either. Vikings, they get the punt return, and my man trips on that Ford Field turf. And the Vikings are going to get the ball at about the 12 or 13-yard line, depending on where they say he's down from his trip. And with 11 minutes even to go, Lions 0, Vikings 0, as they go to a commercial break there. So we're still going to hang out with you here. And again, we have next. Tomorrow's going to be interesting to see how Black Monday goes. Who's fired? Who's not? No, that can't be. Oh, no. Pat McAfee's good. That's going to be a fun show to watch. Okay, breaking news. The Indianapolis Colts have announced that both general manager Chris Ballard and head coach Shane Steichen are coming back in 2025. There will be no changes to the Colts front office or to the Colts staff. Holy shit. That's crazy. Right, Bubba? That's crazy. Yeah, even the wife thinks that's crazy. That's nuts. I know, ELS, the laugh emoji is right there, man. I can't tell you. I don't know, ELS. Like I said, I wouldn't, listen, like I said, there's a reason they play the games. And the Eagles in the playoffs are, you never know. Jalen Hurts is who he is, and, maybe Saquon doesn't have a great game, Xavier McKinney can pick off Jalen Hurts 3 or 4 times in a playoff game, let's be honest. So, don't sell yourself short. Don't sell yourself short yet. That's what I'm saying. Why is this? First and 10 for the Vikings. That's going to be a handoff to Jones, and he's going to get about 9 yards, 8.5, 9 yards on the carry. Throw on 2nd and 2. They only give him 8 yards, and that is going to be a first down, though, to Hawkinson. And just like that, the Vikings get a first down, and they are moving the ball. Hamster in the chat says, if the Falcons draft one offensive player, I'll scream. If the Giants draft anybody other than offensive linemen or sign offensive linemen or like whatever, like if we start draft, like listen, there's not a quarterback to be had in this draft. That's fine. If we want to trade down, if we want to get a quarterback in a trade, if we want to do something like that, if we want to hold off and push off until maybe next year or until fucking Arch Manning comes out, I'm fucking okay with that. But I don't want us to fucking get a quarterback, especially with this coaching staff and this. Like I don't want it. Like there's nothing that the Giants are doing right now that's great. The Giants need a complete and utter rip down and rebuild. It has to be. So this trying to keep on to Shane and doing dinks and dunks and no. You're ruining players. You're ruining young talent. You're ruining our fandom. Like I don't want it. I don't want it. 2nd and 4 coming up here. Hand off to Jones. Jones is going to get 3 yards. 3rd and 1 coming up. Sam Darnold back, looks, throws. It's going to get Jones out of the backfield. It's going to be a gain of 3 yards and a first down. Vikings move the chains yet again. I'm doing badungas. Shut up with your dumb alert bells. Aaron Jones gets the carry here on 1st and 10. He's going to get about 5, maybe 6 on the carry. Vikings right now offensively looking very well against this very beat up, very banged up Lions defense, as we know. Now, they did get Anzalone back for this game. Is it Anzalone? Yeah, Alex Anzalone. Or is it Anzalone? Anzalone. I want to say Anzalone because in Jersey, apparently all the Italians they don't pronounce the last vowel, so this is the thing, so I don't know. But he is back after fracturing his forearm in week 11. Vikings, boy, there's a lot of movement everywhere. That seemed to be a lot of confusion from all over the place. And that's going to be a false start on the Vikings. So there we go. We have our first flag of the game. Like everybody, like that was just a mess. Sam Darnold steps back here on 2nd and 9, throws incomplete over the middle. Addison was the intended receiver. 3rd and 9 now coming up for Minnesota. ELS says, wow, I hate this game. So fuck the Vikings and the Lions, as any self-respecting Packer fan probably would. The thing that's crazy is the loser of this game has to go on the road. You're going to be 14-3, and you have to go on the road to play in a wild card playoffs. You're going to be visiting the Los Angeles Rams, as again, they lost to Seattle as they played a lot of backups to LA. So instead of getting Washington at home, they have now played themselves into a spot where they are going to play either the Vikings or the Lions at home. Incomplete pass there on 3rd and 9. And the Vikings are going to be forced upon here by the Detroit Lions. So far, both teams, they've gotten a couple first downs, but both drives now have ended in a punt. Waiting for the snap on this punt. And there it is, the snap, the kick, and it is away. Lions get it at about the 8, return it up to the 22-yard line, and that's where they're going to take over for their second drive. 7:01 remaining here in the first quarter as we see Jared Goff jump onto the field. And the wild card weekend schedule will be coming up here momentarily, as Peacock promises. Let's see if it's already released here on Twitter. See if somebody's released it for us. You get a little Adam Schefter insider information. Well, with the news that the Colts are bringing back everybody, bringing back Ballard, bringing back Steichen, not making any major changes to the organization, Pat McAfee has tweeted, "It's all gonna go great." We got Tyreek Hill basically asking to get out of Miami. He doesn't want to be there anymore. That's the thing, Hamster. We were like, I was just talking about that maybe at the beginning of the show here when, when me and Jimbo started doing our really getting heavy into the YouTube, trying to set this up and get everything going. Outside of just doing the Wednesday podcast, like actually coming up with the shows, like the Countdown, Friday Forecast, things like that. And we did our countdown. I think we started about 12 weeks out because we had our top 12. So I think we released it for each week. We released who our preseason top 12 was, which were, by the way, way off. Except for the Chiefs. I think we both had the Chiefs at the top, and sure enough, I think the Chiefs are on the top for me anyway. And that's it. That was 12 weeks. So you think that's 3 months out. And that's when we started looking forward to getting the season, trying to build excitement up to get towards the season. And then you go through all of June, you go through all of July, you go through all of August, and it's like, we're gonna be there. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. And then you get to September, and we had our first broadcast, and we're able to bring this to you. And we keep on doing that. And I started doing all the Sunday nights and the Monday nights and the Thursday nights, and we were doing all that kind of stuff. And now here it is. And in a blink of an eye, it went by so much faster than what it seemed like to build up to it. Like that, during the summer, it seemed like it would never end. It was so long and awful. And now here we are, and it's already done. Now we're going into the playoffs, and this is going to be done rather quickly. You're talking about, the second weekend of September, in February, it's over. And then what do we got? You know what I mean? And then it's just sad. And then it's just sadness all around. Josh the Great in the chat says next year's our year. Listen, I would love to be that optimistic about my team. Don't think about it, chat. That's not like, the whole, next year's our year. Everybody's undefeated going into next year. No, the Giants, fuck off. We're not doing anything. From the 22-yard line, Jared Goff under center. Man in motion, pitch back to Gibbs. Gibbs runs up the middle. He's going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 yards on the carry, it looks like. So we'll see. Like I said, I think a lot of teams have a reason to be optimistic. I think for the first time in a long time, the Carolina Panthers have a very good reason to be optimistic. I think the Falcons, despite how this kind of season went, I think they have a reason to be optimistic. I think there's other teams that maybe did not. No, I would not start Drew Lock next year. No, I want everybody off this team, to tell you the truth. We do need we do need a bridge quarterback. I'm not going to lie, but it's not going to be Drew Lock. Pass and catch, touchdown. Touchdown, first down. What is wrong with me? Oh, I didn't even have that much to drink yet. This is my first drink of the day, believe it or not. But it is a first down for the Lions. Not a touchdown. It is indeed a first down. I'm kind of dumb. Laporta, by the way, was the receiver on that one, who got a first down. Wasn't a touchdown. Because the Giants did so well with the last running back they drafted high. How's that turned out? Handoff. And back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it for the Lions. That's to Gibbs, of course. 5:25 remaining here in the first quarter with the clock running. 0-0, 0-0, nothing, however you want to call it. That is what we are looking at here. on this particular game so far. A lot of people thought this was going to be shootout so far. It's a bit of a defensive battle. Pardon me, dry throat. I need more beverage. Jared Goff steps back on a play action, throws over the middle. That's going to be caught. Amon-Ra St. Brown with the catch. Big gain, and the Lions are in Vikings territory. Tutat Amon-Ra St. Brown. Goff, back to pass, has all day to throw, and then just throws it into the ground near a receiver, incomplete. He had literally about 10 seconds in that pocket to throw the ball. Fantastic job by the Vikings secondary, but also by that Lions offensive line, keeping that pocket clean there. 2nd and 10 coming up here for the Lions. Hamster letting us know that the Vegas conspiracy theories are still alive and well. He says, told you it's going under the 56.5 because 98% was on the over. So, also 56.5, that's a huge fucking number too. I'm surprised people bet on an over that big. I figure if that was lower, if that was like 52, I could see that. 56.5, that's a lot, man. 56 on a hook is big. ELS with some news in the chat here as the Lions face 3rd and 2 coming up here. We'll get to that news in just a second. Jared Goff is 5 for 6, 47 yards already. The ball is on the Vikings' 36.5-yard line, and we have an official stoppage, and we have flags down. What's going on? No flag, no flag. They picked up the flag, although they threw it. So because they threw it, it goes up on there. I'm sorry. That's the rules. We know the rules. You throw the flag, whether it gets picked up, whether it's accepted or not or declined, doesn't matter. Flag is thrown, it goes on the counter. Because fuck these refs. Especially the refs in the Tampa Bay and Saints game. Holy shit, were those guys fucking terrible. Just putting that out there. Motherfuckers didn't know the rules. Yes, they already fired. Listen, they should have fired Ken Dorsey before they started the season. I don't know why they hired Ken Dorsey to begin with, but they did fire Ken Dorsey this morning, I believe. So there you go. But you don't fire Stefanski. You don't fire the two-time coach of the year who just won his 2nd coach of the year last year. You're not going to fire him. So handoff on 3rd and 2. Gibbs is going to bounce it out to the outside left side. I'm sorry, that's not Gibbs. That's Reynolds with the carry. And it is a first down, but we have another flag. Holding on the Lions. Bring it back. We are bringing it back. So that's a 10-yard penalty. So now from 3rd and 2, it goes to 3rd and 12. ELS, by the way, the news that he had shared with us here in the chat is that the 49ers will reevaluate their defensive coordinator and defensive position coaches in the coming days per source. Nick Sorensen and Braden Staley are not guaranteed to return for 2025. Josh Rabel's going to New England. Let's not even pussyfoot around it. Let's not even talk. Let's not even joke about it. He's going to New England. No ifs, ands, or buts. Goff throws over the middle. Caught! But it's going to be about 4 yards short. Patrick with the reception. But it's going to be 4th and 4. But this is Dan Campbell here. Oh, get the wheelbarrow out. Get it ready to carry this man's gigantic hairy testicles. It's actually marked at a 4th and 5. Lions lining up. Of course the fuck they are. Jared Goff just frisbee some object off the field towards the spider cam, which was kind of fucking cool. Takes the snap back. Free runner. Caught! First down. Williams with the reception. Jared Goff, there was a free blitzer right off the right end. Took a free shot, but Goff stood in there, completed the pass to Williams, and he gets the first down. Lions convert. Ben Johnson's going to be a big name. I don't think the Vikings would trade Kevin O'Connell. You could trade the Vikings everything in the world. They're not going to trade Kevin O'Connell. Not after this year that they've had with Sam Darnold. And I think that's something they're going to have to evaluate in this offseason. What they're going to do with Sam Darnold, J.J. McCarthy, anything like that. Handoff here to Gibbs, and he breaks it loose to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Lions. Jahmyr Gibbs with the touchdown. And just like that, the Lions jump on top 6-0, pending the extra point. Big fourth down call, and then the play immediately after. You got a counter run there by Gibbs. And there we go. Extra point attempt, snap, hold, kick, is up, and it is good. Master Bates gets it. And it is 7-0. The Detroit Lions now with the lead, early lead, against the Minnesota Vikings here on the final Sunday night football of the 2024 NFL season. As Hamster gives the roar. The Lions, they roar first here. And you got a 7-0 lead here. So, yeah, I don't think the Vikings are going to be trading Kevin O'Connell. I know there's been scuttlebutt about people maybe trying to trade to San Francisco for Shanahan. That's a possibility. I think that's more of a possibility than the Vikings traded O'Connell. Peacock. Peacock in the chat. That's great. Oh, no, wait a minute. That's a tiger. Also from Detroit, though. So, man, there's a little wiggle room. There's a little wiggle room there. My hope was that the Giants would fire everybody. That way we could try to get a GM and get Vrabel in. But I think it's basically a done deal, automatic, that he's going to New England. I don't think New England fires Gerard Mayo that quickly unless there's already been, a little verbal agreement, a little handshake agreement, a little, hey, how you doing? Come have a drink with old Robert Kraft here. It just feels like that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm reading it completely bad. Again, they're going to have to go through the Rooney Rule shit, So unfortunately, two guys are going to have to go through the rigmarole, knowing that it's basically a done deal anyway. But them's the rules, unfortunately. Where it kind of just it jerks people around, which I don't like to see. But be that as it may, it does appear that I really do think that Vrabel is going to end up in New England. I don't think there's a question about that. I think everything else is open now. And the other thing too, you got to remember is that Bill Belichick's off the board. Pete Carroll's not though. Pete Carroll's still out there, and Pete Carroll still wants to coach. He can end up somewhere. I wonder if someone's going to go ahead. Ooh, and I just punched the mic stand. Sorry about that. I wonder if somebody's going to go ahead and pick him up and give it a shot with him. Checking Twitter here, see if there's any more breaking news. Okay, by the way, the wild card schedule. If I can just take a look-see here. And that's going to be a touchback there. for the Vikings as they take over at the 30-yard line. For Saturday, super wild card Saturday, we've got at 4:30 p.m. on CBS, the Los Angeles Chargers of San Diego, or the San Diego Chargers of Los Angeles. They really do belong in San Diego. But you have the Chargers visiting the Houston Texans. That's going to be at 4:30 on CBS. And the night game on Saturday, the second straight night, it's going to be the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers on a Saturday night yet again, 8 p.m. That one's going to be exclusively on Amazon Prime Video. First down. Sam Darnold steps back, looks to throw. He's getting pressured, sacked back at the 4-yard line. Oh, my. Second down and a long way to go now for the Minnesota Vikings. Again, that ended up being a touchback because it bounced in the field of play and then out of bounds. So it was not at the 30, it was at the 20. That was my bad. And then Sam Darnold just kept on going backwards and going backwards and going backwards. And now it is actually they've marked it at the 3-yard line. So it is 2nd and 27, a 17-yard sack. Sam Darnold throws it out of the backfield to Jones, and Jones is going to get it out past the 10-yard line near the 12-yard line. Third down coming up here for the Vikings. By the way, yes, we had Saturday, like I said, Chargers at Houston, 4:30 on CBS. Steelers at Ravens, 8 p.m. on Amazon Prime Video. Sunday, we've got 3 games for you. That's going to be, the 1 p.m. game is going to be the Denver Broncos and Bo Nix going to Buffalo to take on Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. And again, that's on CBS. Here we go, 3rd and 18 for the Vikings. Sam Darnold back, looks, throws over the middle, missed high, looking for Hawkinson, incomplete, 4th and 18. Vikings going to have to punt deep from their own territory. So we said Broncos at Bills, 1 p.m. on CBS. Then at 4:30 on Fox, the Green Bay Packers, ELS. You're going to want to hear this. The Green Bay Packers go to Lincoln Financial Field in South Philadelphia. They're on Broad Street to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. That's at 4:30 on Fox. And then on NBC, the night game is going to be the Washington football team of Redskin Commanders against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That is on 8 p.m. next Sunday on NBC. The punt is away, and the Lions are going to get it. Looks like about the 30-yard line is where they got tackled there. So there is where the Lions will go ahead and take over. And then on Monday, we do have a Monday night playoff game, which I'm not a big fan of, but that's going to be either one of these teams, the Vikings or the Lions, traveling out to Los Angeles and beautiful SoFi Stadium to take on the Los Angeles Rams. That'll be at 8 p.m. on ESPN ABC. So that is your super wild card weekend there. Oh, Pecan, I'm so sorry. I'm so very sorry. ELS with the news in the chat here. Report, according to Diana Rossini, the Saints are reportedly interested in Chiefs offensive coordinator Matt Nagy as a potential suitor for their head coaching vacancy. Oh, no. As any Bears fan will tell you, they know how that movie ends. I'm so sorry, Pecan. I'm so very sorry. If that happens, you have an all-LA Super Bowl, that would be pretty cool. Josh, I'll let you know that. That's pretty cool. I don't think anybody else would like it. I think everybody's kind of rooting for the Rust Belt Bowl there between the Bills and the Lions, but an all-LA Bowl wouldn't be terrible. I would love to see an old New York Bowl one day. Giants and Jets. This is never going to fucking happen. Jets and Giants being good at the same time. Being good at all. I can't breathe. Oh, yeah, Hampshire. I agree. There, they should have been 3 games on Saturday, 3 games on Sunday. Fuck the Monday. Like ES. Listen, you don't have to have the game on Monday. You can have ESPN, ABC broadcast the game on one of the nights there. Like you can do that. That's fine. You can do that, NFL. You know that. So there we go. At least we know what we're going to be doing there. And we got flags here to start us off here on this drive. By the way, we are now in the second quarter. That's something that I probably should have put there. After that kick, it switched over. Whoopsies. But we have a false start there on Penny Sewell, unfortunately. So that's going to move him back 5 yards. 1st and 15 coming up here. For the Lions, we've got 4 total flags so far. That's going to be a gain of 3 yards up to the 29. Josh says nothing like Sunday Night Football on Fox Sports. Sunday Night Football is going to be on. It's still going to be on NBC. So NBC's has the Sunday night game, and the Saturday night game is going to be exclusive to Prime Video. Maybe Al Michaels will actually be excited for that one. We don't know. Jameer Van Ginkel just absolutely destroyed Jameer Gibbs coming out of the backfield, and Jameer Gibbs was down. He is now kind of gingerly going over to the sidelines, but holy shit. What an absolute sawed-in-half hit. It was a pass in the backfield, and as soon as the ball got to Jameer Gibbs, absolutely destroyed. 3rd and 20 now coming up here for the Lions. And Goff is going to be sacked back at about the 11-yard line. 4th down, Lions are going to have to punt. ELS in the chat says, hey, Pecan, cheer up because according to Tony Pauline, the Lions defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn is set to be the Saints' new head coach. League sources tell him that when all is said and done, it will be Aaron Glenn who lands the job down there in the Big Easy. So, hey, that's actually not a bad way to go. Hey, fresh, young head coach. I remember watching Aaron Glenn with the New York Jets when I was just a young lad. So that'll be pretty cool. Punt gets to Minnesota. They get it up to about the 50-yard line, and that's where they're going to start over. So the Vikings get very good field position after they're able to go ahead and push the Lions back and make them punt deep from their own territory, much like the Vikings had to do from their own. And now the Vikings set up very well. Pecan in the chat says anybody is an improvement for the Saints. That's very true. That's very true. So remember when I was saying maybe the Saints don't have a lot of optimism or something to look forward to. Maybe you do. Maybe not playoff wise, but you do have there's a hope for the future when you have a new head coach and get a new system there and see what happens. You never know what can happen unless it's Matt Nagy. If you guys get Matt Nagy, maybe the optimism starts to wane a little bit. I'll say that. Let's see. So does somebody have the actual quote here from Tyreek Hill? He says, I have to do what's best for me and my family. If that's here or wherever the case may be, I'm about to open up that door for myself. I'm out, bruh. It was great playing here, but at the end of the day, I have to do what's best for my career. So yeah, Tyreek Hill's basically just said he's done in Miami. That's what I'm saying, Josh. I agree with that. That you see Aaron Glenn, what he's been able to do with this Lions defense, despite all the injuries, again, with bubblegum and string and just willpower, he's led this team. And again, like we saw, the Lions have given up points to these teams. Like in the Packers game a couple of weeks ago, they gave up 40 some odd points, but they were able to get the one or two stops that they needed with these guys that they were pulling off the street, and were able to get done what they needed to get done to go ahead and win that game. So you look at that, that's a huge thing. That's a good coach. Now, can he be a good head coach? That's going to be a question. I think kind of being under Dan Campbell might not be a bad way to go about it. You might see a little of that same kind of high risk stuff. Go for it on fourth down, biting kneecaps, that kind of culture there, and it might work. Yeah. ELS in the chat asks me, who should the Giants try to get as their head coach? Again, I would love Vrabel. I would absolutely love Vrabel, but I think it's a done deal. Signed, sealed, delivered, set in stone, and he's going to the New England Patriots. So, that being said, if the Jets don't get him, I'd take Rex Ryan. I don't give a fuck. I need a hard reset. The team needs a hard reset. Top to bottom needs a hard reset. Rex Ryan's a good hard reset guy. Is he a long-term guy? Probably not, but he's a good hard reset guy. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. That's going to be a run for about 1 yard. Not much on that gain to get it down to the Lions' 49-yard line. Cam Akers with the carry. Pete Carroll's an option. I'm not sure if it maybe fits the Giants, but it's an option. And again, I right now I wouldn't mind anything like that. Hawkinson. Nope, sorry, not Hawkinson. That's Oliver. That's 84. My apologies. 84. Oliver with the catch, reception, and first down for the Minnesota Vikings. As you see, Brian Branch with his green mouthpiece in the top of his helmet. Oh, wait a minute. We got a flag. We got a flag here, ladies and gentlemen. And it appears it will be on the Lions. Is that going to be helmet to helmet? It looks like it is going to be helmet to helmet. The penalty will be declined. But you know us. We don't decline any penalties here. You throw a flag, it gets counted, bitch. I agree. I think Vrabel is a very good head coach. Again, a lot like Dan Campbell. He sets a culture. And can change a team around, and he did a lot with that Titans team that they never really deserved to be, and you see what happens without him. And you can also say that's another problem. First down for the Vikings, and that's going to be about, I want to say, like a yard loss on that. Good play by the Vikings, by the Detroit defense there. 2nd and 10. They're going to mark it as 2nd and 10. Vikings set up again. Darnold in shotgun. Takes the snap back, looks, getting pressure, throws, deep ball to the end zone. Addison, the intended receiver, incomplete. No flags. The ball was a bit overthrown. 3rd and 10 coming up here for the Vikings. Yes, so that's what I mean. That's why I like Vrabel. I would really love Vrabel as the coach for the Giants. And I think when Robert Kraft saw Vrabel interviewing with the Jets, and with their, we're getting closer to Black Monday, he realized what they were trying to do with Jerod Mayo, maybe that wasn't the way to go. And maybe he didn't also think that Vrabel was going to be around, considering, he figured he would have got picked up last year for a head coaching job and wasn't. So that he's around this year, and they were disappointed. What a catch! Justin Jefferson over the middle on a 3rd and 10 as he gets it down to about the 5? And indeed, it is down by the 5-yard line. 1st and goal for the Vikings as Justin Jefferson gets his first big play of the day. Oh, you can't get JJ that open. It was trips to the left. Runs a crossing pattern. And just right there, almost overthrew him, did Sam Darnold. But you get something within the radius there of JJ, he's going to pull it down. So there you go, from about the 5.5-yard line now. Handoff. And that's going to be a gain of about a yard. Cam Akers with the carry. Halloween's on a Friday? Let's fucking go. Costume parties. Getting drunk. Ladies wearing slutty costumes. That's what life is about. Love Halloween. That's the best time. Hamster also says Labor Day is September 1st this year, so that means college football will start in August. So let's go. Little earlier start. That's fine. We have 2nd and goal here. Not sure what that delay was. .10:06 remaining here in the second quarter. Sam Darnold back, looks, has time, throws, just throws that ball away. 3rd and goal coming up here for the Vikings. So I'm interested to see how this all shakes out. And again, we're talking about, who can the Giants get? Who might the Giants be, get as a coach or do something like that or as a GM? So far, I haven't seen anything that the Giants are going to do that Mara even wants to do that or is he going to do it. So that's why I'm drinking fucking vodka tonight. 3rd and goal from the 3. Darnold back, looks, throws, quick pass, and absolutely overthrows Hawkinson that time. 4th and goal coming up for Minnesota. Are they going to pull? Yes, they are. It looks like they're not hesitating. They are going for it. KOC is on his call sheet. Aaron Glenn on his call sheet. It's a battle of the minds. You'll love to see this. This is why this is on Sunday Night Football. 2 heavyweights going at it. Darnold calling out the play. 15 seconds remaining on the play clock. 4th and goal from the 3. Can the Vikings score a touchdown here? Darnold takes the snap, back, looks, has time, cannot find an open receiver, throws, incomplete. Justin Jefferson was the intended receiver, got a hand on it, he's looking at the ref, he's complaining, he wants a call, he does not get it. It is a turnover on downs, and the Lions get 1st down from their own 3-yard line. After the Vikings, after getting in a goal-to-goal situation from the 5.5-yard line, are unable to punch it in. 1st and 10 Lions when we come back after this break from NBC Peacock. ELS letting us know that his first short for the 2025 year is at 3.2 thousand views. Hey, congratulations, ELS. Great to hear that. Keep up the good fucking work. 12 subs away from 1,002. By the way, I do want everybody here, if you can, hit that like button for us. It helps us a lot. Some people say punch the like button. I don't want to be that violent. You could. If you want to punch the like button, go ahead and punch it. But also, while you're here, if you're watching us and are not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It helps us out again tremendously, gets us closer to our goal of being monetized, and then I don't have to be such a poor, broke loser and disappoint my entire family and all my friends. And, I don't want to be a loser anymore. I don't want to be. You have that. You have the power to stop the loserdom in this fat, ugly guy right here. You can help me stop being a loser. It's all in your hands, really, if you think about it. By the way, the chat is open. If you want to come in, say hi, say hello, say how you're doing. Chat is there. And also, if I may, our good friend ELS in the chat, he's 12 subs away from 1,000 subs. If you want to go help him out over there, go check out his channel, ELS Train Tuber 501. Go check him out. Give him a like. Give him a subscribe. Get him over that 1,000 mark, and help a brother out. Help him out. Get over that 1,000, and help us out. You can help a lot of people out here. Get us closer to 500 and that sweet monetization goal, and get ELS over to that 1,000 threshold and help him out and help him grow his channel as well. Hamster says, punch the mic, and we punch alike. If we've got as many likes and as many subscriptions as I've punched the mic this year, we'd have like 2,000 subscribers already. Like, let's be honest. ELS, again, posting his link there in the chat for you. Go ahead and check that out. Go ahead. Help our brother out. We love ELS here. Oh, God. Vodka does not make the Giants season any better. It does not. It does not. You think it might, but it don't. So on 1st and 10 from the 3, Jahmyr Gibbs, he's going to bounce it out to the left. He's going to get about 5-ish yards, maybe 6, depending on the spot. Now under 10 minutes here in the second quarter. Pecan helping up ELS. See? People helping people, man. That's what it's all about, man. Just people helping people, man. Jared Goff, play action, steps back, looks, throws. Is that incomplete? They're going to say incomplete. That was dangerously close to being a safety. If it's intentional grounding, it'll be a safety. They are having a huddle in the end zone right now. What will this be? Was there a receiver in the area? They are saying there was, and they're saying an incomplete pass, 3rd and 5 coming up. Hamster helps up there to ELS as well. Thank you, Hamster. Helping out a brother. That's good. See? So now with those 2 subs, you're down to 10. 10 away from 1,000 subscriptions for our boy ELS here. Third and 5. Goff back throws. Caught. Ooh, that's going to be close. Where do they spot it? They spot it as a first down Lions. Move the chains. I'm sure there's some Vikings fans out there very upset. About the non-call, but... First and 10, handoff to Gibbs. Gibbs, about a yard. Looking again to see if there's any breaking news here. Nothing yet. Just a lot of teams talking about how great their wild card schedule is or whatever. Second and 9. It's going to be a handoff. Big gain. That one's going to be a gain of about 8. And you're going to have 3rd and 1 coming up here for the Detroit Lions. Craig Reynolds with the carry out of the backfield. By the way, there is now a Twitter post from Tyreek Hill. Love Finn Nation, blessing y'all, opened doors for the Hill family forever. Nothing but respect and love. Sounds like he is definitely gone. Hand off, and that's going to be a first down for the Lions as they get it up past the 25-yard line. Look at Josh! Josh helping out ELS and signing up for him over there. See? This is what I like to see. So, again, if you're watching along with us, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed here yet, hit that subscribe button. Join us in the chat, and then go over, jump, and subscribe over to ELS's channel over there. ELS Train Tuber 501. He's got the link in the chat. Go look it up. Thank you so very much, everybody. Let's see. I think we can pin this one, right? Oh no! Oh no! What was this? Is that a fumble? There's been a fumble. Oh no, I was pinning ELS's message that I missed. That there's a fumble. Jared Goff with the play action went back to throw. Oh, no, not a fumble. It was tipped in the air and intercepted, and it is going to be 1st and goal for the Vikings from about the 6-yard line. Oh, wow. What a turn of events. By the way, I now have ELS's YouTube link pinned to the top of the chat. So if you come to the chat, you'll see ELS's YouTube link up there. Click on that. Subscribe to my boy. Get him some more subscriptions and follows. Get him over 1,000, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Sam Darnold back, looking, throws to the end zone. Incomplete. Robertson, he's very upset. He thought he might have had a pick. He did not, though. Good defensive play, though, knocking that ball out of Jefferson's hands. 2nd and goal coming up here for the Vikings. Can the Lions hold off again? $6:49 remaining here in the second quarter. 2nd and goal from the 7, not the 6. It goes 7. Darnold back, looks, throws, caught but out of bounds. Justin Jefferson tried to make a circus catch, but could not get control of the ball. 3rd and goal coming up now for the Vikings. I hit him in the hands. If he catches that, I don't know. Yeah, the way his foot came, he might not have been in bounds anyway, even if he caught that. So, but here we go. 3rd and goal from the 7. Justin Jefferson has a little over 1,500 yards in receiving yards for this season. Looking to get a little bit more and another touchdown. Darnold throws, back corner, overthrows Jefferson. 4th and goal. That's all I can say about that. Jefferson's wide open. Absolutely wide open. And he could not get it to him. Could not get it to him. And so the Vikings say, we're not going to make the same mistake. We're going to kick a field goal. And, whoa, good thing that was a close field goal. But the Vikings do get on the board. If they had gone for the field goal on the previous drive, it'd be a 1-point game right now. Just saying, it's usually a good idea to go for the points. It's usually a good idea to go for the points. Just say it. I'm just saying it's usually a good idea to go for the points. 7-3. Detroit with the lead over the Vikings here. About a little under 6 minutes now to go in the second quarter. I'm going to have to make a halftime drink, that's for sure. On this last Sunday, full Sunday slate of games, all the playoff positionings have been determined, except for this one. That's why it's here. Might have seen Aaron Rodgers' last game ever in the NFL. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they clinched their 4th straight NFC South Division Championship. And they get the number 3 seed as the Rams lost to the Seattle Seahawks. As the Rams started all their scrubs, it seems like they were okay with possibly losing that game and then having to face either the Lions or Vikings. You know, listen, this is not a slight against Jaden Daniels or the Washington football team of Redskin Commanders in any way, shape, or form, but I would rather play them if I'm somebody else rather than play the Lions or Vikings personally. And I know the Lions were able to beat the Vikings earlier on in the season. Maybe that's something. Maybe Sean McVay saying, we beat them once, we did it before, and we can do it again. Maybe, I don't know, but I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a risky bit of sauce there. I don't know, but that's how that turned out. So you have the number 2 seed, which is the Eagles, locked in. Number 3, Buccaneers locked in. 4 is the Rams locked in. 5, we'll find out at the end of this game who's 5. 6 is your Washington football team of Redskins Commanders. And then 7 is the Packers, who today lost to the Chicago Bears. Bears breaking their 11-game losing streak to the Green Bay Packers and knocking the Packers down there to the 7th spot as Washington was able to win on the very last minute there against Dallas. And Mike McCarthy probably in his last game as coach in Arlington. So lots going on here, as there always is. Even Pat McAfee's notes, we see Dave Portnoy saying Sam Darnold's missed 6 very easy TD passes on his last 9 throws. Pat McAfee talking Darnold's been a bit high on everything so far tonight, which I've noticed too as well. Yeah, lots of stuff going on. Lots of stuff going on there. I've noticed it too. Sam Darnold has not been the sharpest in this game. Is a big pressure moment? Are we getting primetime Kirk Cousins only at Sam Darnold now? I don't know. But here we go. 1st and 10 for the Lions. From the 30, caught and tripped up by that dastardly Ford Field turf. He's going to be about a yard short of the first down. And for some reason, my stream stopped, and I don't know why. Here we go. You guys see Collins, we're talking now. Here's a guy. Pecan says the Broncos are going to be surprised in the playoffs, I think. I'm going to be surprised by how bad they get beat by the Bills, yes. Amon-Ra St. Brown, he catches it 2nd and 2, and that's going to get a first down. He's going to get a lot more than 2 yards. He gets it close to the 50-yard line. First down, Lions. Listen, I like the Broncos. Listen, if the Broncos would wear the uniforms that they wore today permanently, if they just would have made that decision in the offseason instead of getting these new uniforms they have that suck and just would have went with these, which is what kind of I think everybody, even Broncos fans, wanted, I think that gets them maybe 1 or 2 playoff wins. But they're going to be wearing their shitty ones, so I think the Bills are going to stomp them. ELS, you got 7 more to go. We can get ELS over that 1,000-yard hump, man. 1,000-yard. It's like a 1,000-yard hump here. ELS is a running back trying to get that 1,000 yards. You can help push him over that goal line. Go ahead to his channel. We get the link at the very top of this chat here. Jump in the chat. Go to ELS's YouTube channel. Hit subscribe. Get him over that 1,000. 2nd and 7. Hand off to Gibbs. Oh, he had an open lane, but a shoestring tackle by Pace stops that. 3rd and about 3 coming up here for the Detroit Lions. But yeah, I love those Broncos throwback uniforms. The Bronco fans love the Broncos throwback uniforms. They think that they should have been brought back as a permanent one. They haven't been. So because of that, I think the Bills beat them by at least 18 points. I'm just saying. Handoff on 3rd and 3. Reynolds is going to be close, but it looks like they're going to mark him just a few inches shy. Indeed, he looks like he's about a foot short. And when you're a foot short and you're Dan Campbell, you better bet your sweet bunghole you're going to go for it. Fourth and inches. Here come the Lions to the line. And we have a timeout. Is it a Lions timeout? Is it a Vikings timeout? Is it an official timeout? No, we have a Dan Campbell challenge. Hello, we got a challenge here to see. if he made it, and I don't. Maybe, yeah, where it is, that's close. That's real close. Closer than I thought it was. I'll say that. That's a lot closer than I thought it was. That is a lot closer than I thought it was. By the way, thank you so. I've only had one drink. I swear to Christ, it's my first drink, and it's done. I am going to make a second one, but thank you so very much. There we go. It's good when you say separate words instead of trying to mix them all into one. Thank you so very much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. If you like what you're watching, please hit that like button. Helps us out with the YouTube algorithm and the great almighty old one gods that are up there and judging us and possibly planning and plotting all of our dooms, which they probably are. All hail Azathoth, the blind, deaf, and dumb god. Anyway, let's go ahead and hit the like button. Appease those old ones up there, and the great Cthulhu as well. Also, if you wouldn't mind and you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. It helps us out tremendously. Thank you so very much. If you want to help us out even further, we have a link for our donation station in the description below this video. You go under there, you look, it says donation station, or boop, buy me a coffee, I believe. Go click on that. You can go donate to us, help us out. Right now, the top donator we have is Pecan, $15. You can donate more than that. You get your name on a ticker. Pretty cool deal. I think so, anyway. Right now, anyway, because we don't have super chats. We don't have ability to be monetized. We don't have memberships or anything like that. So, for now, this is the way that we can earn money. Not earning a lot of it, but every little bit helps, and we certainly thank you all so much for all that you do in helping us. And again, those likes and those subscriptions help us out tremendously. Also, we have our merch store link in the description below as well. Tampa Bay, they are going to be playing the Washington football team of Redskin Commanders, Pecan. That is their first round game. And they say Cole stands, so the Lions lose another timeout. Goff back to throw on 4th and inches and throws incomplete. That might have been tipped at the line. But that does not go the Lions' way. They turn over on downs, and the Vikings get the ball back in fairly good field position. Again, if I'm Tampa, I would would you rather have played Washington or would you rather have played either Detroit or Minnesota? That's what I mean. Why I feel like if the Rams would have played their starters, they had a better chance to win that game against Seattle and face off against an opponent that maybe you feel a little bit better against. But again, like I said, the Rams handled the Vikings earlier on in the season. Do they feel they still have that? Do they feel they have a good game plan for both of them? If you're Sean McVay, maybe. I don't know. First down and 10, gain of about 3 yards for the Vikings. Second down coming up here. 3:25 and counting remaining here in the second quarter. Lions defense trying to stiffen up and hold the Vikings. Vikings on their own 44-yard line. Play action from Darnold. He's getting rushed. He escapes, though. Rolls out to his left. Escapes another sack. Then is hit out of bounds. He's not out of bounds and then hit. He was hit, and then the hit pushed him out of bounds. That's what I mean. So there's no flag. There's no late hit. There's no anything like that. But it is going to be third down. 2:40 remaining and ticking. Darnold in the huddle, calling out the play from his wristband. 3rd and 6. Can the Vikings convert? Can they at least get in a field goal range? Vikings have all 3 of their timeouts, plus we have the 2-minute warning coming up as well. Darnold in shotgun, trips to his right. Takes the snap. Back. Looks. Has time. Throws. That's going to be caught. Down to the Lions' 36-yard line. Naylor with the reception. Naylor didn't even know her. And we have hit the 2-minute warning. Vikings in field goal range, I would think, right now at this point. But here we go. Vikings, they're not going to be satisfied with 3. They'll take it, but they're not going to be satisfied with it. They're going to look to try to get 6 here on this drive. We did see it, yes. He got his $3 million bonus there for getting 1,000 yards over. Very last play of the game. For good old Mike Evans, good for him. Geno Smith, he got $2 million for, I believe it was a completion or touchdown or yardage. It was either a yardage bonus, a completion bonus, or a touchdown bonus. He got $2 million for that, and he also got another $2 million for a wins bonus. So good for Geno Smith. He ended up making $4 million today. Good for him. Good for everybody who hit their incentives and hit their marks. That's always good. That's what I was waiting to see, if there was going to be any more like that. But ELS, great update. Thank you so much. And I just see that here on Twitter now, as well as I see Ari Miroff there has gone ahead and posted it, as well as Ian and all the other insiders. News coming up here. And again, thanks to ELS for bringing us to the chat. Dolphins owner Stephen Ross has announced that head coach Mike McDaniel and general manager Chris Greer will return in 2025. So that's our second team outside of the Colts. The Colts have said that Steichen and Chris Ballard were returning next year. No changes to the front office or to the coaching staff will be there. The Dolphins have now announced the same. No changes to the staff or to the front office there for the Dolphins. I'm sure Frank the Tank is not a happy camper. Let's see. Let's check in on Frank. Yeah, Frank's not happy. The Dolphins had a lot of injuries. Tua was out forever. He decided to use his head as a battering ram. That's his own fault. That really derailed the Dolphin season right there. When he got concussed that badly and was out for, what was that, the 6-7 games or however long he was. And then he was out these last 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks with the hip injury. Like it was just never good. From the 36-yard line, Sam Darnold takes a snap. He hands it off. Jones, he bounces around. He's going to gain about 6 yards on the carry after looking like he was going to get a yard loss. Gets 6 yards on the gain. 1:45 and counting remaining here in the second quarter. 2nd and 5 coming up. Darnold pitches it out to Jones. That's going to be a first down to the 20-yard line. And we have Landry, though. We've got some Landry on the field. Jones is marking first down, but he's done. Officials are discussing it. Holding on Detroit. They're going to add 5 yards to the end of the run. Oh, no. You know, here's the thing. Tua has done a very good job of learning how to protect his head and protect himself. He did the jiu-jitsu. He knows how to roll. He knows how to fall. He knows all that stuff. His problem was he was having he had a 3-interception first-half performance, I believe, against the Bills. And it looked like he felt like, oh, I got to do something. I'm gonna I'm going to do something big and bold here. And decided to ram his head into fucking DeMar Hamlin's chest. And was a fucking idiot. And that was his own fault. And his dumb decision not only hurt him, but hurt the Dolphins and basically ended their season there. About a yard maybe gain there on first down. 2nd and 9 coming up here. Indeed, under a minute now to play here in the second quarter. 7-3, Detroit leads over Minnesota, but Minnesota has the ball at the 17-yard line of Detroit. Darnold back, looks, throws over the middle. That's going to be caught by Jones. 3rd and 5 coming up. Officials officially mark it at 3rd and 6. So my eyes are still pretty fucking terrible. 28 seconds remaining. Clock is stopped. It looks like the Vikings have taken their first time out of the game. Oh, hit the wrong button. So we have the Colts staff is staying, the Dolphins staff is staying, but it does not look like Tyreek Hill will be staying. Yeah, the Cowboys are, again, they're going to be in a state of flux. They have a lot of talent. They have a lot of good people. They just don't know how to quite put it together. And Jones loves chaos there. Sam Darnold throws while being hit, falls incomplete. 4th and 6, 24 seconds left. If I'm the Vikings, take the points, get the 3, turn it into a 1-point game. If they had taken the 3 points before, where they went for it on 4th down and missed it, like I'm saying, they could be, depending on if this is good or not. If this field goal ends up being good, they'd be up 9-7 instead of now trailing 7-6. Just putting it out there, always go for the points. So here we go, 31-yard field goal attempt. Snap, hold, kick up, and it is indeed good. And so with 20 seconds left, the Lions' lead is cut to 1. 7-6, Detroit leads over Minnesota. Pecan, that is a bold prediction. That is a bold... I'm going to screenshot that, motherfucker. We are screenshotting that. We are... That's going into the archives. I'm holding you to that one. I don't think the Giants are making shit. The Giants aren't making shit in at least 5 years. We're that organizationally bad from top to bottom. The Giants ain't doing shit. They need to absolutely clean house, and they need to it's bad. It's just like I'm trying. I'm stumbling because I cannot express to you how bad the Giants are. Josh, how fucking hilarious would that be, though? The Vikings get rid of Darnold because they don't want to pay him that kind of money. They bring in fucking Aaron Rodgers. He does the full Favre circuit. That'd be pretty funny. Oh, and we have an illegal procedure there on the kickoff. Kickoff out of bounds. Lions are going to get at the 40-yard line with 20 seconds left. That's going to give Dan Campbell a thought. That's going to get a hair up his ass, I'll tell you that. Goff back to throw here on first down from the 40. It's going to be caught, and it's going to be down to the Vikings 41-yard line, out of bounds, 15 seconds remaining. Lions still have one timeout. We look at Master Bates on the sidelines. Maybe he gets a chance to put 3 on the board. 1st and 10. Lions from the Vikings 41-yard line. Goff takes the snap. Back, looks, throws over the middle. It's going to be caught. Another first down. Down to the 31-yard line. 7 seconds remaining. 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3. The Lions take their final time out, as Master Bates is going to get a chance to put 3 up on the board. Jake Bates, 25 of 28 this year. Long of 58 yards. Kicking with about an 89% average. Accuracy, I mean. So here we go. Yeah, except, Pecan, this is 2 defenses playing good football, battling it out, and it's still entertaining to watch. The Giants and Panthers had a low score because they fucking sucked, and it was hard to watch. Vikings are going to take a timeout here to try to ice a kicker in a dome because that's fucking stupid. But you got him, so, might as well waste him. Snap, hold, kick is up. And it is good. And it is indeed 10-6. As the half comes to an end, the Lions go right down the field on the kickoff out of bounds by the Vikings. Gives the Lions the ball in their own 40. 2 plays later, they're in field goal range. Get those 3 points right back, and it is a 4-point game. Once again, 10-6, the Lions over the Vikings. So that is where we stand right now. What is ELS showing me here? Okay, so this is an interesting piece of deal. This comes from Doug Rush over on the old Twitter X, at the Doug Rush. The Giants are reportedly not expected to make any immediate and final decisions on the fates of general manager Joe Schoen and head coach Brian Daboll, per the Schultz report. Who's that? That's Josh Schultz, or who is that? That is Jordan Schultz. Sorry, but Jordan Schultz is he's very hit or miss. With Black Monday in the NFL coming up tomorrow, the Giants ownership is expecting to meet with both Schoen and Daboll to determine if both will be a part of the team's future or not. Earlier in the day, reports around the league stated that both Schoen and Daboll would or could be safe and back for the 2025 season. So what that means to me, ELS, if we're being honest with each other here, and if anything, you know us, I've said it before, very honest. We're very honest people here. What that means to me is that there's a chance that Mara's like, listen, we got to get rid of you fucking guys, because this is fucking terrible. Which I could appreciate and I would like, actually, very much. By the way, Let me go ahead and pull this up here. This is the full statement from Stephen Ross about the Dolphins. This is the owner of the Dolphins, Stephen Ross, says, I want to thank the players and coaches for their hard work throughout the 2024 season, as well as the fans for their support. As the owner of the Miami Dolphins, I am ultimately accountable for our successes and our failures. We fell short of our expectations this season, and I understand and share in the frustrations in our performance on the field. As we now look as we now look towards 2025, our football operation will continue to be led by Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel with my full support. Their positive working relationship is an asset to the Dolphins, and I believe in the value of stability. However, continuity in leadership is not to be confused with an acceptance that the status quo is good enough. We will take a hard look at where we have fallen short and make the necessary changes to deliver our ultimate goal of building and sustaining a winning team that competes for championships. So that is the official statement there from Stephen M. Ross, owner of the Miami Dolphins. The Vikings get the ball first in the second half, Pecan. Sorry, just looking to see if we got any more breaking news. Yeah, no, it does. It reads like, it reads like a regular politician speech when something goes wrong, and it's just like, we're going to look at all avenues here and realize that while we're keeping everybody in place, even despite all the corruption charges and sexual misconducts that our politicians have done, we feel that continuity is the best way to go about things. But trust us when we say that continuity is no guarantee for having the status quo be what it is. We will look where we have fallen short, and we will strive to be better. Like it's a bad politician speech, is what it is. ELS says, since I don't care about this game, I'm watching Greatest Races, NASCAR on FS1. Congratulations. I hope everybody continues to turn left and doesn't pull themselves a Dale Earnhardt. You never want to do that. Listen, he wanted to be different. He turned right. It happens. Josh the Great in the chat says, I'm astonished that there's a chance Dayball stays in New York. I'm astonished. Here's the thing. What astonishes me more, what is more flabbergasting to me, is that it seems like there's a better chance that Shane remains in New York than Daboll. Now, again, I think both by far need to be fucking gone. So I will say that. But from what the reports have been over the last couple of weeks, it seems like the prevailing idea is that Daboll might be gone, depending on how certain things fall or how the performances go, how the exit interviews are, everything like that. But that Shane is actually going to be fine. And to me, that's fucking nuts. That's not how you spell his name, by the way. It's spelled. It looks like it should be pronounced Showen, but it's pronounced Joe Shane. But like that should be switched around. It should be. Listen, Shane should absolutely be gone, and maybe we'll keep Daboll and we'll see. But to be honest, both certainly do need to be gone. But I can't. I can't picture a world where they keep Joe Shane. And listen, it might be unfair. It might be because, it's only we saw Hard Knocks and we saw. Problem is, perception is reality, and tape don't lie. We saw that tape. And not only that, but that's the footage that the Giants allowed to go out there. Mara said, we approve of that. They had say on what could or couldn't go out there. They wanted to try to, if there was stuff that maybe would have made the Giants look super bad or do something like that, they were going to hold that back. What you saw on Hard Knocks offseason was stuff that the Giants allowed to go out. And the things that they allowed to go out made Joe Schoen and the Giants front office look fucking stupid. There's no way to sugarcoat it. There's no way to make it sound different. There's no way to make it sound cooler. They looked retarded as a football front office. You cannot go into the season and have Giant fans be like, yeah, okay, we got a high draft pick, but I trust Schoen to make the right pick. No, I have zero faith in Joe Schoen. And first of all, he is a shit drafter. He cannot draft for anything, and I do not trust him to draft. So everybody's like, oh, well, the Giants should have tanked to get a higher draft pick. It didn't matter. As long as Joe Schoen is our GM, our draft pick is fucked. 1,000% without a question. And then getting free. Who the fuck wants to come to the Giants as a free agent? After they've seen how they treated Saquon Barkley. The Giants are a joke. To players, to other fans, and to us Giants fans. And we have to sit here and bear the brunt of it. Of people making fun of us, of Eagle fans. Thanks for Saquon! Thanks for Saquon, guys! Like, we have to deal with that every day because of how this front office fucking built this team and the decisions they made over the last 4 or 5 years. When it comes to Schoen, when it comes to Dable, when it comes to Mara, when it comes to everybody up there. I know Shane's only been here 3 years. This was Dable's third year, I think. So they came in together, or was it? Schoen might have been a year before too. I'm not sure. I forget exactly when Gettleman left. But you look at Shane's drafts, terrible. Now, did he hit one? Yes, with Malik Neighbors this year, but that was basically because it landed in his lap. He had no other choice, and that's also with the Giants needing a fucking quarterback. And don't get me wrong, I still am a big Daniel Jones fan. I am, and I do think that he has the ability to have a renaissance a lot like Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield have in this league. I do think the kid has got talent. He's got NFL quarterback talent. He's got the ability to throw the ball. He's got great legs on him. He can make shit happen. He just needs the right situation and the right coaching. I think that's for everybody. We've seen it with Aaron Rodgers. You know, he's honestly one of the best and most talented quarterbacks in throwing the ball. But him and the Jets suck this year. I don't think it's a case of Aaron Rodgers just suddenly forgot how to play quarterback. I don't think that's the case. I just think it was a bad situation. You know, you need the right coaches. You need the right situation. You need the right organization around you to succeed. You know, and again, look at Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold has the right organization around him right now and is succeeding. Before that, he had the Jets, and he was seeing ghosts. You know? So, so it's not that case. Like, the Giants need to get rid of Joe Schoen. They need to get rid of Brian Dable. They need to bring in an outside GM. Stop trying to hire somebody from inside. Don't elevate anybody up from inside. And don't pick up somebody else's assistant GM from some other fucking club. You're from New York, for fucking Christ's sakes. Act like it. Spend the money. Get another sponsor that you can slap on the side of fucking the Quest Diagnostic Center, or that you could throw on the side of fucking MetLife. Get a couple extra $1 million. Sign a general manager who knows what the fuck he's doing. Poach him from somewhere. I don't give a fuck. Get somebody in there that knows how to build a winning football organization. Get a coach in there that has the support of the GM and that can work in concert with him. That knows how to coach. Start building the roster. Not just through the draft, because the draft is bullshit. The draft is a fucking crapshoot. It's a lottery. It don't depend on it as your way to fix yourself. You can get a couple of good pieces here or there, but it's a crapshoot. Build through free agency. Build through trades. Build your roster. Start building this team. and get some kind of coherent and competent organizational organization around this team, because it needs it so desperately. No, it is. Pecan, it is. Like the last 13 years have been atrocious. We won a Super Bowl in the 2011 season, and we have been an atrocious team since. I believe we and the Jets have the most losses in the NFL over that time period, from the 2012 season onwards. The New York Giants and the New York Jets have the most losses in the NFL. And we're talking about, there was a time where the Browns had an 0-16 and a 1-15 season back-to-back in that time frame. And the Giants and Jets still are both lower in win totals than the fucking Browns. Yes, Goff did not have. Goff has had a rebirth there in Detroit because he had a coach who believed in him. When he was out in L.A., Sean McVay did not like him. He did not believe in him. He didn't want him, and you saw that. It manifested in how he played. He goes to Detroit and he's got an organization and a coach that believes in him. All of a sudden, hey, I spent all this time talking, and I missed halftime. I got to make my halftime drink still. Let me go ahead and fix the timeouts here. Let me go ahead and make my drink. And then we'll get ready for the third quarter, as the Vikings are going to go ahead and get the ball first. Quarter up here. Let me get the 3. And switch the possession because the Vikings are going to get it. And let me go ahead and I will be right back. All right. Didn't miss nothing except for the dynamic kickoff. So we're good. First and 10 from the 30-yard line. Darnold. That's going to be a handoff here to Akers. He's going to get about 1.5 yards. Second down and a long 8, I believe, will be coming up here for the Minnesota Vikings. Big throw from Darnold to nobody in particular on 2nd and 8, 3rd and 8 coming up here. Darnold has not played a particularly well game here, a well-played game. He has not played well here. If we're just going to be honest, from an eyeball test standpoint, Sam Darnold not playing particularly great here. Dan Campbell wants an intentional grounding on that one, saying that it was nowhere near any intended receiver. He might have a point. Grenzoline, hi, how you doing in there? Great to see you. Thank you for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. We are watching along here on the final Sunday night football of the 2024 season. Sam Darnold in shotgun, takes a snap. He's getting rushed. Throws incomplete. Intended for Jefferson, and now they're going to throw flags. I didn't think he got there early at all. I think these flags that's bad flags. Let's take a look at that. I don't think that's a flag at all. They're going to say illegal contact on the Vikings. Like that's an iffy call if I'm speaking it. Granzoline says, go Vikings. So you enjoy that call. You think that's an absolutely proper call, and that's the way it should be. They're going to call it against Addison. Brian Brant's against Addison. Oh, but boy, those flags came out late for that kind of call. I'm just saying. Woo. All right. Hey, I think it's ticky-tack, but it is 1st and 10 for the Vikings. It doesn't matter. 1st and 10. Sam Darnold, play action, steps back, has protection, throws. Again, short to Addison. Sam Darnold has not played well in this game. Granzoline, I will ask you this. Do you think Darnold, he's been the story of the year so far when it comes to kind of comeback-ish players of, not playing well or having a certain reputation about him and playing well. But, boy, in this game, he has not looked great. You see Aaron Jones coming back from the locker room. It looks like he might have been injured. And that's why we've been seeing a lot of Akers in here. Darnold changing the play at the line. He's under center. 2nd and 10. Addison in motion. We got a handoff to Akers. Big hole. Big run to the 40. To the 30. To the 20, down to the 10, down to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, Vikings. Wow. And just like that, Cam Akers comes in, relieving Aaron Jones there, who apparently has had to leave the game, has some kind of injury. But just like that, massive run. And from the 5, 1st and goal. Vikings have had problems here. It's another handoff, and this time this one goes nowhere. Back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and goal from the 5 again, coming up here for the Vikings. By the way, Granzoline, again, thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. If you like what you're watching, hit that like button. Helps us out tremendously. Also, if you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. Helps us out tremendously. Gets us closer to our goal of being monetized and, getting us money. And so I'm not such a loser. I am kind of a loser, but, you can help that. You can stop that from happening. 2nd and goal coming up here. Sam Darnold takes a snap back, looks, throws. He's got an open receiver. That's going to be Jones. Gets it down to about the 2-yard line. First play, we've seen Jones in there for a while, but it's still going to be short. 3rd and goal coming up here. We're getting a skull chant in here from Granzoline, giving us the skull. 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 But we still got 3rd down coming up here. 3rd and goal. Can the Vikings punch this in for the first time tonight? They have been in goal-to-goal situations 3 times. They only have 2 field goals to show for it. They missed on a 4th down attempt on their first goal-to-goal situation. 3rd and goal from the 2. Darnold steps back. He looks. He's getting pressured. Rolls out to his left. Throws out of bounds. Incomplete. 4th down coming up. It looks like the Vikings are going to go roll the dice again. See, if they had gone for the field goal the first time, it would be 10-9 right now, and they could kick the field goal now and be up 12-10. But it looks like they're going to go for the 4th down attempt again. Can the Lions stop them once again? Darnold calls the play in the huddle. 12:06 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Trips out to the right for Darnold. He's in shotgun. Takes the snap, back, looks. There is no one open. Throws incomplete. And the Vikings miss again. In a goal-to-goal situation, they end up with a goose egg. 0 points for the Vikings. 4 trips inside the 10-yard line for the Vikings. Only 6 points to show for it. My God. That is not a way to win the NFC North here. And the Lions take over. Again, they will take over on their own 2-yard line, so they have to be careful themselves. They almost had a safety the last time this happened. But, boy, man, if you're the Vikings or if you're a Vikings fan, much like Granzoline here in our chat, and if you want to come join us in the chat as well, it is open. Come in, say hi, say hello, say how you doing. You can't be happy with how the Vikings have conducted this game, at least from an offensive standpoint. Defensively, I think the Vikings have done very well. But I don't understand how they, the Vikings have had such a problem trying to get into the end zone in this game. No other breaking news that I can find about the NFL, about any other firings or people staying on. We did find out that the Colts are holding on to Chris Ballard and Shane Steichen, surprisingly. We found out that the Dolphins are holding on to Greer and McDaniel. Maybe a little bit surprisingly, but not as much as I think the Colts situation was. Of course, we also know that Gerard Mayo was fired basically immediately after they won a game against the Bills. To me, I think that's every sign that you need that they're going to go ahead and sign Vrabel as head coach. By the way, Granzoline, I don't know if you have noticed, but at the top of the chat, we have a link there for our good friend and partner here, ELS. He is just a few subscribers away from 1,000 subscribers. So we're trying to help him out here. If you want to go over, check out his channel there, ELS TrainTuber 501, and give him a like, maybe give him a subscribe, get him closer to that 1,000 subscriber mark. That would be well appreciated. Thank you so very much for all that your help that you do for our good friend there, ELS. Goff back in his own end zone, throws deep ball, intercepted back at the 45-yard line of the Vikings. That was basically just a punt from Goff. And before I can even get the possession arrow to the Lions, I got to switch it right back to the Vikings. Pecan mentioning how the Vikings passed it 8 times from the own 3-yard line, and they can't get it in. That's I don't understand, especially when I don't understand some of the play calling from when you're there. Oh, it looks like his hand might have been hit a little bit before he threw that ball. Caused it to float on him a bit, maybe. I don't know. That was a bit of a duck. So just like that, the Vikings get the ball back, and then yet another opportunity to try to get down the field and get some points. They did the 1, and it got them down to the 2. Do it again. Run inside with Cam if you have to. Do something. But again, Aaron Jones, he's going to get about 7.5 yards on that carry. They're going to mark about 7. 2nd and 3 coming up, and we have an injured Lion on the field. Just the Lions cannot sustain any more injuries on defense. But here we are with yet another one. My God. $11:35 remaining here in the third quarter as the Lions training staff attends to the injured Detroit Lion on the turf there at Ford Field. as they've now taken a break here on NBC/Peacock. So, again, just surfing here on Twitter, trying to find anything here. Seems to be a lot of Dolphins fans upset with the Dolphins keeping their players. Seems like a lot of Colts fans, same thing, keeping Ballard at least. I saw a lot of Colts fans like maybe it was okay to keep Steichen, although a lot of people thought that was not the way to go, especially Pat McAfee, if you've watched his show and how he feels about the situation there in Indianapolis. But they've decided to go ahead and keep everybody. So, I mean, that is what it is.
Down the field once the play breaks away, Sam Darnold.
Justin Jefferson being a good teammate.
Breaks away, Sam Darnold. Down.
Sam Darnold on the side, you see him, Sam Darnold on the sideline encouraging him. What's going on here? And they are carting. Terrion Arnold was the injured Lion on the play. As we see him kind of carrying them off, and he's now jumping on a cart, and they're going to cart him off there. Looks like he got folded up. Might be an Achilles. You certainly hope not, but man, the Lions cannot afford any more injuries on that defensive side of the ball. Aaron Jones caught out of the backfield, and that's going to get it down to the Detroit 37-yard line. 1st and 10 for Minnesota. 11:19 remaining here in the third quarter. Clock is running. Again, thank you so much for joining us once again here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. You want to help us out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Helps us out tremendously. We also have a link for our donation station and for our merch store down in the description below this video if you want to help us out, which is tremendous. Sam Darnold play action here on 1st and 10. Getting rushed, throws, almost intercepted, but dropped. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Coming up here for the Detroit Lions. Za'Darius Smith almost with the interception there. Oh, we have a flag down. Hold on. It's intentional grounding. They have called intentional grounding on Sam Darnold. He was out of the tackle box, wasn't he? It didn't get back to the line of scrimmage, and there were no receivers in the area, though, so I guess that's what it is. I think you have to at least meet 2 of those criteria. So 2nd and 23 now after the penalty. From the 50-yard line. Darnold back to throw. Steps up. He does complete it. Justin Jefferson. There was a Lion cornerback on the field. He's looking for a flag for offensive pass interference. He's not getting it. 3rd down coming up. Robertson is the cornerback complaining. Let's see here. I mean, you could say there's a little bit of push. I think there was a little bit of acting there, too. If we're going to be honest. If we're being honest, I think it might have been a little bit of acting. Darnold throws incomplete on 3rd and 8. Almost intercepted again by the Detroit Lions. Jefferson was the intended receiver. Melifonwu was the cornerback there playing defense there, almost got the interception. So now the Vikings are going to go for a field goal. Snap, hold, kick up. And that is good. And if they had gone for the field goals all the other times that they should have, they'd be up 15-10 right now. Instead of down 10-9. Just saying. I'm just saying what we're seeing here is a clear example of go for the points. When you have a chance, you go for the points. I will never understand why teams don't do that more. I think there's times to do it if you're in a pretty good like there's times where you can argue for it, and I agree. But I think in a situation like this, where you're fighting for the division title and you're fighting for not only that but the number 1 seed and the bye, take the points every chance you can get. And the Vikings haven't done that, and it has come to bite them in the ass. And they, again, are still trailing the Lions, who I would say the Vikings for a lot of, like, it's been an even battle. I wouldn't say they've outplayed them. I'd say it's been fairly even. But the Vikings right now could have a 5-point lead on the Lions if they just were to kick the field goals. Take the points. Sorry for being silent. Again, I'm scouring here for any kind of late breaking NFL news, anything coming out here. Nothing I can find as of yet, so I mean, it is what it is. Tomorrow might be busy. We might have a couple times where maybe I'll jump in tomorrow, depending on what happens, who gets let go. Black Monday, I have a feeling, is going to be fairly busy from a lot of standpoints. Listen, Black Monday needs to run through the Quest Diagnostic Center there in East Rutherford, New Jersey, and absolutely eviscerate the New York Giants front office and coaching staff. It needs to happen. If that happens, you will see me come on here and be a celebratory son of a bitch. It has to happen. No more of this bullshit when it comes to the fucking Giants. Can't do it. I can't do it anymore. Right, Bubba? Yes. Wife agrees. Everybody agrees. Can't deal with this shit anymore. First and 10 for the Detroit Lions. Let me go ahead and get that possession arrow over to them. Goff throws. That's going to be completed out of the backfield to Gibbs, and that's going to be close to a first down for the Lions. So they're going to give it to him. waiting to see. They haven't marked it. They haven't marked it yet. 9:36, 9:35 remaining here. 2nd and 1 is actually what they've marked it as now. 9:30 remaining here in the third quarter. Goff and shotgun. That's going to be handoff, and that's going to be pushed by Penny Sewell for the first down. Is Gibbs. Pecan says you are allowed to drink in the morning if that happens. I hate to tell you this, Pecan. I'm allowed to drink in the morning even if I'm not. I don't give a shit. I'll drink all day. Because that's what the Beastie Boys fought for. And who am I to spit in the face of greatness? Nobody. Pass complete on first down, second down. And I want to say 6-5 coming up here, something like that, for the Lions. We have an injured Minnesota lineman on the field, Phillips. Looks like he might have gotten poked in the eye. Maybe he lost looks like he might have lost a contact lens, to tell you the truth. .849, 8:76 remaining. Clock is still running. 2nd and 3 coming up here. So I was way off on that fucking guess on the yardage. 2nd and 3. Goff hands it off. That's going to be a first down again. Gibb gets it just over the 50-yard line. Right around the Vikings 49. They move the chains. First down, Lions. ELS in the chat says, King, I might get to try some international stacks and drinks. What kinds? I've had a few. I had a few in Scotland when I went over there. Some good shit over there. Oh! Upended is Williams on the tackle. That's going to end up being a loss there. You're going to have 2nd and 12, 2nd and 13 coming up here for the Lions. Do you have those great caramel wafers that they had over there? Those were great. I had some of those. The King, and I'm not saying it just because my name is King, but the King cheese and onion crisps. Oh. My wife had it over there years ago before we were together. She had gone over to, I believe, Ireland and had them over there. So when we went over to Scotland this past June, and they had some over there in Dublin, and we picked some up, and oh my God, because as we went to Scotland, then we went to Dublin. Man, I'll tell you what, I'm kind of pissed we don't have that here. We need to get cheese and onion chips over here. You got sour cream and onion, not the same. You got cheddar and sour cream, not the same. It needs to be cheese and onion chips, crisps from over there. Fantastic stuff. Jared Goff, 2nd and 19 throws. That's going to be caught. It's going to be 3rd and short. It's going to be about 3rd and 3 coming up here. Sam Laporta with the catch. Laporta? God, you can tell I'm from the Northeast, can I? Sam Laporta with the catch. Well, now you got me intrigued, because now I want to see if they have those kind of crisps there, maybe at this particular website that you showed me. Oh, just vacation. We just went over there to spend a little week and a half over internationally. Throw caught down to the 28-yard line there. Amon-Ra St. Brown was getting. What is that? Like I've seen everybody do that now. What is it? Is this some pop culture shit that I'm missing? Because I'm a 43-year-old white guy. Is there something I'm missing here? I don't get it. I'm sure it is, but throw Goff. He gets another completion, but Williams runs backwards about 3 yards. Should have just kept going forwards. So instead of being about an 8-yard gain, it looks like it's going to be 5, maybe only 4 or 5-yard gain. Goff, 2nd and 5. It's going to be handoff. Did he fall forward enough? Where's the spot going to be? They're going to say just short. 3rd and a yard. Maybe less coming up here for Detroit. Third and inches is the official. Oh, the officials are having a discussion here. They're saying first down after expedited review. Where was the ball when his head touched down? Nothing else touched but his head. Yeah, I think that's over. Yeah, I think that's good. And, dude, let me tell you something. Edinburgh, like Scotland. So, if you have a chance to go to Scotland, go to Scotland. Absolutely go to Scotland. Absolutely one of the most beautiful places, best places I visited. Edinburgh, you walk around the whole place. It's fantastic. Go to Scotland. If I can get paid to be, an advertiser for Scotland, I would, because I'm doing it for free right now. But it is absolutely a beautiful place, amazing place. Edinburgh is amazing. You walk around the whole place. They have these little closes. You run up and down. It's the Royal Mile's fantastic. The architecture's beautiful. The food is great. The people are fun. It's just a wonderful place. Go there if you can. 2nd and 7 coming up here. Fakes the pitch, passes out to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Going to be 3rd and about 4 coming up here for the Lions. Like, honestly, if it wasn't for, like, the fascist Scottish government that's over there, I would live over there. 1,000% in a heartbeat. But for now, it's a nice place to visit. The fact that you can get arrested over there for things you say on Twitter and knowing what I say on Twitter, I'm not going to risk it. Not going to risk it. But for a visit, fantastic. Go over there. 3:19 remaining here in the third quarter. Goff, he's going to hand it off, and that is going to end up being short. This is Dan Campbell you're talking about here. Will he go for the field goal? The surprising thing would be if he went for the field goal. And of course he's not. What are we, silly? What are we, stupid? He's not going for the field goal. 4th and 2. Goff takes the snap back, looks, throw over the middle, caught, touchdown! Detroit Lions, Jahmyr Gibbs, his 2nd of the night. On a 4th and 2, and the Lions starting to pull away from the Minnesota Vikings here. I'm sorry about that, Granzoline. I really am. I know you're rooting for your boys in purple. The Purple People Eaters. But right now, the Lions are taking a bite. out of those Vikings, 17-9. The score right now, 8-point game. Still only one possession. Vikings get a touchdown and the 2-point conversion, and we are tied all the way up, and that certainly can happen the way the Vikings have been moving this ball. But that is where we stand right now, late in the third quarter. Lions 17, Vikings 9. Ooh, I do love me some king cakes. Got to be careful when you don't want to swallow the plastic baby. You don't want to swallow the baby. Don't do that. But I do love king cakes. I do love Mardi Gras too. A lot of alcohol, a lot of king cakes, a lot of boobs, a lot of beads and boobs. You can't beat the beads and the boobs. That's a great thing about Mardi Gras. And it doesn't matter how many Islamic terrorists are trying to run down streets and trying to kill people, you're never going to stop the spirit of beads and boobs on Bourbon Street in New Orleans. That is the one thing that we know for sure throughout anything, whether it was through malaria, whether it was through the horrendous slave trade, whether it was through hurricanes or disease or whatever the case may be, flooding, the riots. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, what matters on Bourbon Street in New Orleans is beads, booze, and boobs. And it always has and it always will be. And that's why it is one of the greatest places in the world to ever go. I wholeheartedly believe that. I was going to say, this thing, I don't think they have the king chips here. Oh man, that sucks. Do they have another one? Do they have another brand? No cheese and onion nut. Oh, boo. Boo. That's not internationally enough for me. And just saw this 1 minute ago. The USA, the Team USA junior hockey team, they win gold medal at the World Junior Championship. We are better than Finland. We are better than Canada. We are better than the Czech Republic. We are, of course, are the best because we are the United States of America. USA, USA, USA. Let's go, baby. We were losing 2-0. Had to come back from a deficit. You know who comes back? You know who never gets down when the chips are down? The United States of America, baby. That's what we do over here at the great old U.S. of A. And now we are back-to-back World Junior Gold Medal champions. First and 10 from the 30-yard line for the Vikings. That's going to be a gain of 1, 2, almost 3 yards for Aaron Jones. 2nd and 7 coming up here. 2:17 remaining and counting here in the third quarter. Sam Darnold throws wide open and stumbling out of bounds as I burp like just an awful individual. Oh no, we got a flag. Oh no, this might be coming back. Flag number 9 of the game. Again, I count all flags, even ones that are picked up, even ones that are declined. I still count all the ones. We have a holding. Oh, this one is against Detroit, so it is not coming back. That penalty is declined, but it stays on there. That's what we count here. I know there's some other. I know Tom Grassi, he does only the accepted penalties, and that's perfectly fine. You want to keep track of how many penalties are actually called. I want to keep the officials on track, though. This is why, because they throw flags and then they pick them up, and people say, oh, well, there was only this many flags. No, because the flags cause a stoppage in the game, and they got to talk about it, and they do all this, and da-da-da. It's always a fucking pain in the ass. That's why I do that, just as another quick little update for anybody new here who's not quite sure about why I maybe have more flags on the flag counter than penalty calls, because it's not a penalty counter, it's a flag counter. Second down coming up here for the Vikings. After that first down run of about 3 yards, 2nd and 7 indeed. Sam Darnold throws. That's going to be caught by Oliver. It's going to be short. It's going to be third, and I want to say roughly about 3. Depending on the spot, it could be 3rd and 4, but I want to say 3rd and 3. I really want to say it. I want to say 3rd and 3. So here we go, 3rd and 4. Sam Darnold back, looks, throws, caught, incomplete. Hawkinson was the intended receiver. 4th and 4. Now coming up for the Minnesota Vikings. That was Anzalone with the defense, the man who was playing with he just broke his forearm back in week 11. Now back playing for the Lions. Big piece back here. Vikings going for a field goal here. 52-yard attempt. And again, just to remind you, if the Vikings had gone for and made field goals instead of the 4th down attempts in the red zone, this field goal, if made, would give them an 18-17 lead. Except he missed this one way wide right. So it remains 17-9. 23 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. And the Lions get the ball. Yikes. First down here for Detroit. Out of the backfield, that's going to be caught. Jahmyr Gibbs, and that's going to be a first down. Boy, there was nobody out there in the flat. It's like a 15-yard gain. And that is it. That play kept the clock going, and that's going to end, ladies and gentlemen, the third quarter. You know what that means. Get them up. Get the fours up. We are in the fourth quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Get your fours up. We're here for all four. They're here for all four. And this is the last fourth quarter of the regular season. As sad as that sounds, here we are. It is the end of the road. And I can't let you go. Anyway, still a little Boys for Men. But here we are, fourth quarter, last one of the season. Let's go. Well, last one of the regular season. We got playoffs coming up here. Flyers lose to the Maple Leafs 3-2 in overteam. Overteam. They lost in overteam. Oh, my goodness. Look at the team. Yes, overtime. Flyers lose to the Maple Leafs. Anytime the Flyers lose, that's good. It does suck that they get a point out of it, but fuck the Flyers, so I don't care. Plus, the Devils have lost 3 straight games out in California, so, God, we got to beat the Kraken. We got to beat the Kraken. Devils have played very well, but we're also very inconsistent. We are a very inconsistent team. Still nothing new on NFL on any NFL news here. Let's take a look here. Let's see. Yeah, no, that was I was reminded that there was indeed another incentive. Bob Miller getting his $1.5 million bonus for getting a sack there against the Patriots. So he got another nice, sweet little payday there for Von Miller. Good for him. Yeah, lots going on here. 1st and 10. Goff back, looks, throws. That's going to be caught. Laporta gets a first down gain of 11 yards. Lions move the chains, keep things going. Lions have a chance to really put the game out of reach here with a touchdown, making it 24-9. And with the way the Vikings have just been unable to punch the ball, and they have done well in getting the ball up and down the field, but they just cannot finish out these drives. Oh, no! Oh! Van Ginkel had a pick six. That was a Danny Dimes week 1 pick six play. He had it. That was that same exact play. I don't know if you remember in the very first game, Vikings versus Giants, Van Ginkel was able to pick off that exact kind of screenplay from Daniel Jones. That was the exact same play, and he had it the exact same way, only this time he dropped it instead of catching that. If he catches that, that's a touchdown for the Vikings, and we are talking about a much different game right now. Wow, what another missed opportunity for the Vikings. 2nd down and 10. That's caught about 2 feet short of the first down. 3rd and inches going to be coming up here for the Lions. Pecan says the Lions got this. I would say if they get a touchdown here, if the Lions score a touchdown here, they 100% got it. I won't say 100%, 99.9%. I would say the Lions really kind of have the control, really have a chokehold on this game. The Vikings need to stop the Lions here, at least hold them to a field goal. But on 3rd and 1, it's a throw down to the 14-yard line, and it's a first down for the Lions. Williams with the catch. And the Lions are once again in the red zone. First and 10 from the 14. It's going to be handoff to Gibbs, and he's gone. It's another touchdown. His 3rd of the game for Jahmyr Gibbs. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be all she wrote here. I think you're looking at your NFC North champions. I think you're looking at your number 1 seed. And I think you're looking at your team with the bye. I think you're looking at the Detroit Lions. $14-yard run. Vikings didn't even try. Extra point is good. It is now 24-9. And it's a 15-point game. 2 possessions, One of them has to be a 2-point conversion. Again, there is a lot of time, and the Vikings can strike quickly. But it's not looking good right now if you're a fan of the Purple People Eaters. So I wonder what everybody's thoughts are, though, on the playoffs. Who do you think? Now that I think we've got a bit of a clearer picture now with this game as well, I think we can start making some assumptions about the matchups here. So we have our matchups. So let's run through them one by one here. Let's take a look here. We'll start with the 4:30 game. We'll start with the Chargers and Texans. Who do we think we like in that game? Me personally, I like the Chargers. Houston has not impressed me all year. They're in a bad division. They were bad. They seemed like a sophomore slump. I think the only reason that they won the division and are in the playoffs is because, again, they were in a bad division. The Colts imploded this year, which is, again, surprising that they're keeping everybody there. I thought the McAfee losing his mind might have been like a wake-up call to maybe Irsay and the rest of the Colts organization. Was not. But I think the Chargers absolutely win that game in Houston. ELS says by 7. I think it might be more than that, if we're going to be honest. ELS very happy about the Vikings losing. Yeah, but then you're also happy about the Lions winning. So, I mean, what are you going to do? Pecan also says the Chargers. It looks like I would honestly think that most people would pick the Chargers. If we're being honest. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and move on. Now we have the 8 o'clock game on that Saturday. It's going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Baltimore Ravens. Listen, I would love to pick the Steelers. And maybe if they can somehow get their shit together in a week, maybe they put up a fight. But we honestly just saw this game a couple weeks ago. And with the way the Steelers defense has been playing, and the way Russ is, like, here's the thing. Even if Russ doesn't play well, if the Steelers defense was playing like the Steelers defense we thought that they could play like, or that we thought earlier in the year that they were, that I was touting them to be, 100%, I would say the Steelers could go in there and win that game in Baltimore. But 4 straight losses, that defense is not looking like the world beaters we thought they were, and on top of that, Russ Wilson looks like he's regressed. All of that together, they're not beating the Ravens. I don't know if it'll be 14 ELS, but they're definitely not beating the Ravens. 100%, I agree. Yeah, Ravens win that one. 1st and 10 from the 30 for the Vikings. It's going to be a pitch there from Darnold to Akers. Akers does a bit of a counter, gets a gain of 2 yards. 2nd and 8 coming up. Crafty Southpaw says that Fields will be in by the half. That's his prediction for the Steelers. Ravens and Wilson fades off into the sunset. Yeah, maybe. And then, hey, listen, maybe they try to make a push for Rodgers. That's been a question. Or maybe Cousins. A gain of 3 yards here on 2nd down for Akers. Getting a screen pass out of the backfield. 3rd and 5 coming up here for the Vikings. So with that, let's move over to the Sunday game. The Denver Broncos, Bo Nix and the Broncos against Buffalo, 1 o'clock, CBS. Listen, great story, great rookie season. They're not beating the Bills. They're not beating the Bills. They're not beating them in Orchard Park. They're not beating Josh Allen right now. Sorry, it's not happening. Bills by $1 billion. That's going to be my thought here. 3rd and 5. Darnold cannot find anybody open. Rolls to his right. Throws. Incomplete. We got flags down all over. They're going to call Anzalone here. It looks like for maybe illegal contact. Holding. They're going to call Anzalone for. That's a 5-yard penalty, but an automatic first down. Saves the Vikings. Moves the chains. Southpaw has the Bills there. Crafty does. ELS, he's got the Bills as well. And now we have another Lions player kind of down. Looks like he might be trying to catch his breath maybe. Get a little wind. Maybe got a little winded. I'm not sure. Seems to be just crouching down there. Uzuki? I don't know. No idea if I'm pronouncing the name right. I don't know. I'm not a Lions guy, so I have no idea. Pecan in the chat says Josh Allen wants it so bad, so I agree. Yeah, it's going to take a lot. I think we're heading towards an inevitable Bills-Chiefs clash. It just seems like that to me. And it should be fitting that way, and so we'll see what happens there. 1st and 10 after the penalty from the 40-yard line. Throw. Akers out of the backfield, gets about a yard gain. 2nd and 9 coming up here. 11:40 and counting remaining here in the 4th quarter. The next game will be the Green Bay Packers at the Philadelphia Eagles. I would love to pick any other team. ELS, I would love to pick your team. ELS, I would love to pick. A hamster in the chat says the NFL wants Allen versus Mahomes again for the AFC title. Well, I want that. Fuck what the NFL wants. I want it. Absolutely. We all want that, hamster. There's not a person out there that doesn't want to see Josh Allen versus Mahomes again. 2nd and 9. Darnold throws over the middle. Incomplete. No flags. But yeah, so we have the Green Bay Packers versus the Philadelphia Eagles. I'd love to pick anybody else but the Eagles. But unless Jordan Love has an absolutely perfect game, and again, we don't know how bad his hand and arm is hurt. We don't know how bad Christian Watson is hurt. And the Eagles with Saquon Barkley. Listen, Jalen Hurts can be an absolute shithead. He can throw 3 picks to Xavier McKinney. Saquon Barkley will end up winning the day for the Eagles. It's just, unfortunately, that's what it is. So I'm 100% going to go with the Eagles. Okay. And we have a sack there on 3rd down. Hold on. I see I'm getting told that my audio keeps on. I think I'm having some fucking internet troubles, to tell you the truth. Because we had the same thing happen yesterday. Pecan says it's fine. Crafty, Hamster, and ELS say it's jumpy. So I don't know. 3-1 says it's bad. I don't know. I'm still trying here. I'm not getting anything on my end, but again, I have no idea. Like I said, and plus my internet I think has been a little wonky. It's been very windy here in North Jersey, and all our internet lines are still on the top, even though it's fiber optic. So if one gets fucked around with, it kind of just screws up everything. So try refreshing the stream, see if that works. I don't know. Let me see. Let me see what I can find on my end here. Everything seems to be okay on this end. Let me see here. Now I'm trying to figure out what's going on here and see why is it out of sync, if it is indeed out of sync. Now I'm trying to figure out what's going on here and see why is it out of sync, if it is indeed out of sync. Okay, so I just saw that, and it seems to be okay. Nothing seems to be out of sync there. So I have no idea what's going on. I feel bad for you guys that are doing it. I would say maybe just try to refresh the stream and see if maybe that gets everything synced back up again. I have noticed that happens sometimes with some YouTube videos and some live streams, but give it a shot. I don't know. It could be just maybe YouTube's coming after me. I don't know. Maybe again, like I said, you have to hit the like and subscribe, but otherwise the fucking elder ones will come down and start fucking causing problems. So there's a problem. But absolutely on the next game, ELS kind of jumped the gun for me. Thank you so very much with that. The Buccaneers and Washington. I think this one has the chance to maybe be the game of the weekend. I think Washington has a very good chance to win this game. I'm rooting for the Bucs. I'm rooting for Baker, and I think the Bucs will win. But I think this game has a real good shot to be real close. Hamster thinks the Washington football team of Redskin Commanders wins that game. Pecan says Bucks. Crafty says Bucks. ELS says, "Arrgh, the Buccaneers will win that game." Again, I think the Buccaneers win. I think it'll be by 3 or under. I really do. I think that's going to be maybe I think that's the game of the weekend if we're looking at it just from the space that we are. And I honestly think that's why NBC chose that as their primetime game for the Sunday night game. I think that because they know that's going to be the game of the weekend. And then Monday night, it's looking like right now it's going to be Minnesota at the Rams. A little bit of a rematch of that. What was it? Was that a Thursday night or a Monday night game earlier in the year where the Rams ended up beating Minnesota, and Minnesota kind of got on that. What was that? They lost the game. I think they had a 2-game losing streak. And they didn't look quite right because they lost against the Lions and they had a bye and they came back and they lost. And so do the Rams have a shot? I think the Rams do have a shot against the Vikings. They really do. Boy, if the Vikings go 14-3 and then are one and done in the playoffs, do you think that makes it easier for the Vikings to maybe walk away from Sam Darnold? If that happens, plus the way this game is going right now, do you think that maybe gives them a little bit easier of an out? I don't know what was going on with my feed there, but here we go. 8:03 remaining here. 1st and 10 for the Lions. Now inside the 20. They were about at the 15. There was something wrong with my feed. It had gone all the way back. I'm not sure why. But here we go. So that's why I wasn't paying attention to anything. Sorry about that. 1st down and 10. That's going to be a gain of about 4 yards for Gibbs. 2nd down coming up here. Well, I see Aaron Glenn just kind of relaxing and chilling on the bench there, thinking about what it's going to be like to be the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. Yes, Tampa's hosting the game, Pecan. Tampa's hosting, and the Rams are hosting. So the Rams are a 10-7 team, and they will be hosting a 14-3 team. And to be honest, I think they got a shot to beat. I honestly think that I will pick the Vikings just simply for the fact I do think the Vikings are a better overall team, but the Rams can beat them. Goff is just going to run out of bounds here. He's going to take a massive loss here. 3rd down coming up here for the Lions. It's going to be about a 6-yard loss for the Lions. Crafty's going to take the Rams over the Vikings again. He thinks it's going to be much the same way it was earlier in the season, which was also at SoFi. Here's the thing. Like, I think right now, if we're going to be honest, the difference in this game is that Kevin O'Connell's being outcoached. I think decision-making he's done very poorly with, and he has not adjusted well. 3rd and 9, caught by Laporta. That's going to be about 3 yards short of the first down. It's Dan Campbell. Do you think he's going to go for a field goal here? Do you really think he's going to go for a field goal here? Recommendation field goal by Next Gen Stats for the first time I've ever seen it go against what a coach was doing. Pecan also says the Rams. So a lot of people picking the upset there for the Monday night game, saying the Rams are going to beat the Vikings. Vikings seem confused here on a 4th and 2. Play clock at 2. Vikings go off sides, and that's going to be a first down for the Lions. What a mistake. Encroachment on the Vikings. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down. Oh, I hit the flag number. That's wrong. There we go. Oh, no. Just like you can't, like, you know, it's bad enough now if you're the Vikings. You can't afford. Ooh. And honestly, this is the kind of game I think the Lions needed going into the bye week, going into the playoffs. Lions just, again, out-coaching Minnesota. I wouldn't even say outplayed because the Vikings have played very well in this game. It's just when they've gotten into the red zone and gotten into goal-to-goal situations, their play calling has been bad and their decision-making has been bad. If they had just taken the points, they're still very much in this game. Handoff, pushed through. That's going to be a touchdown for the Lions. He got pushed all the way in. And the Lions now running away with this. And I think we can say now officially the Detroit Lions are your NFC North champions. And will get the number 1 seed and the bye. The Vikings are going to have to make a trip now out to Los Angeles and SoFi Stadium to face the Rams next week. A very good Rams team. Better than I think a lot of people gave them credit for. Extra point is up, and it is good. So it is now 31-9. 5:14 remaining in the game. And I think we can start saying it's all over but the crying. Hamster, he's heading to bed. He says, all right, night, guys. Good night, Hamster. Thank you so much for joining us. Sorry about your Falcons, but again, optimism. You've got reason to hope in the future with your big Penix. So have a great night. And we'll see you along the way here. Again, we got a lot more to cover here. Playoffs and hockey and wrestling and all the other stuff still happening. Plus college football players. Notre Dame is on Thursday. Don't forget that. We got the bowl games coming up. Crafty Southpaw in the chat says the Lions can win any kind of bowl game. And we've seen it this year. I think that's an absolutely astute statement there, an observation, Crafty, is that we've seen the Lions playing. Like, look at the game they had against the Packers. What was that, 45, 43, 45, 42, whatever it was? Like, that was a straight-up shootout because their defense was 10 guys off the street, if we're going to be honest with you. And we've also seen them win these kind of tight defensive battles. Maybe they're not playing the best, but they're able to eke out and squeak out victories. Whether they play well, whether they don't play well, they're able to win so many different ways, and that's a testament to coaching, to adjusting to what the game says. And I think that's, like, again, I think that was the difference in this game. I think Dan Campbell has that ability, him and his coaching staff. They are built for adaptability. They adapt to how the game is playing. And Kevin O'Connell was not prepared for that. And it almost looks like maybe he tried to go toe to toe with Dan on some of the fourth down plays and doing shit like that. And I think that ultimately cost him. I think don't try to out Dan Campbell. Go for the points. ELS in the chat says, go Notre Dame. Indeed, go Notre Dame as well. Crafty says, are the Vikings one and done in the playoffs? I don't want to go that far. I think I will pick them against the Rams simply because I feel like there's too much talent and they are too good to have this happen again. But you're going to have Kevin O'Connell going up against a coach that is very good at what he does in Sean McVay. And if you're not careful, you can easily be outcoached by Sean McVay, like he was tonight by Dan Campbell. I think I will say this. I honestly think the biggest difference in this game was coaching, and I think Dan Campbell outcoached Kevin O'Connell. Can he learn from his mistakes and prepare for the Rams? If he can't, if he's still going to try to do this kind of game plan and not adapt himself to what the game says, Sean McVay is going to eat him alive and the Rams will win. Much like they did earlier on in the year. You have to be able to adapt. And I think that was one of my biggest things with Brian Daboll is that he was not able to adapt to the players that he had on his roster and to how a game unfolded. He was very unadaptable. And that's why I always said he was a square peg in a round hole kind of guy. He was like, this is what it should be. This is what it should be. And it never worked out the way you thought it should. At least the way I thought it should. And Kevin O'Connell kind of coached this game that way. It was a very Brian Daboll-ish coached game. And it shows that the Lions are up 31-9. I mean, that's just the bottom line of it. So if he can learn from his mistakes, the Vikings have a chance. But boy, you want to talk about maybe a bad matchup for them? They got to go to L.A. at SoFi to play against Sean McVay. Ooh, boy. Darnold back on 2nd and 9. Gets pressure, pulls up, runs it himself. He's going to run it for a first down. 4:35 remaining. Clock stops on the out-of-bounds play. So I don't know. Like I said, are the Vikings one and done? I don't want to come out and say that right now. Like kind of how we all feel like the Steelers are one and done. The Steelers are a one and done team. I think we all know that. I don't want to say that with as much certainty with the Vikings, but it's certainly a possibility. Most certainly a possibility. Which I'm going to say, you're 14-3 and you go one and done in the playoffs. There's going to be a lot. Does that make it easier to part with Sam Darnold? We got a flag down here on the play. Doesn't even start. Delay a game on the Vikings. Moving back 5 yards. Clock was stopped after he went out of bounds, and they still ran out of time. Sam Darnold, 1st and 15, back, looks, throws. That's going to be caught. Naylor with the reception. Out of bounds, clock stops. 4:30 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 7. Vikings defense laughing and chucking it up on the sidelines. Not sure if I'd be doing that if you were down 31. You let 31 points happen to you. Not sure if this is the time to be laughing and chucking it up. Darnold back, looks, throws, deep ball out of the reach of everybody. Incomplete. 3rd and 7. Coming up here for Darnold and the Purple Boys from Minneapolis. Got a flag down, though, holding it. It's going to be against the Lions. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down. Not sure about that. Didn't quite see that, but they did call it. They called it again. Vildor, number 29. It's a bit of, I don't know. I'd let that go. That seems to be a little ticky-tack there, but whatever. They threw the flag for holding. 5 yards, 1st and 10. .424 remaining here. Ball at the Vikings' 48-yard line. Sam Darnold under center. Play action. Steps back. Looks. Throws over the middle. He gets it to Hawkinson. That's going to be a gain of 5. 2nd down. Clock is running. Yeah, it's a catch. That did not touch the turf. That's a good catch. But they're going to take a look at it? Oh, Campbell's throwing a flag. His 2nd challenge of the game. It looked like a good catch from what I'm seeing here. His hands are underneath it. Hits his hands. Doesn't touch the ground. That's a good catch. Unless I'm not seeing something. I think that's a good catch. And I could be missing something. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think I am. Jamar Gibbs, by the way, has 20 touchdowns on the season now. Just saw that over here on the old Twitter X. Good old Frank the Tank there on Twitter. Says, reminder, in 2015, Dan Campbell was the Dolphins' interim coach, and they did not keep him. Now he has the Lions at 15-2 and home field advantage in the NFC. This is the culture that Campbell has. He's a winner, but the Dolphins' Greer, he loves losers. Dolphins fans, they are in their bag right now, knowing that they got that. Same with Colts fans. Colts fans, as we saw with Pat McAfee, they're not exactly the happiest peas in the pod either. And I'll tell you what, if the Giants do the same thing, I am not going to be the happiest pea in that pod. I will tell you that. I'm going to piss in that pod. They say incomplete. They say it hit the turf. All right, maybe the second angle was better. When the one angle we saw, it didn't look like it hit the ground. That one, it says they say it bounced. I swear it looked like his hand got under it, but that's just me. But challenge successful for Dan Campbell. So incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 for the Vikings. Darnold looks, throws over the middle. Caught, fumble! That's going to be picked up by the Lions. That looked like that was going to be, that looks like a reception to me. It looked like Justin Jefferson caught it, took 2 steps and made a football move. ELS got to go. I'm headed to Green Bay, so I need to get some sleep. Thank you so much for joining us, ELS. Hopefully we'll get you over 1,000 on your subscribers soon enough. Thank you so very much for joining us here tonight. I know it's late. It's late. It is late. It's 11:18, man. Everybody's got to go to sleep. People got work to go to. I get it. I get it. Which, by the way, if you're watching us here, you want to help us out, join us in the chat, open chat. We got a link for ELS's YouTube channel there at the top of the chat. If you want to go ahead and jump over there, give him a like, subscribe to his channel, get him over 1,000 subscribers. It would be a huge favor for him, for us, for everybody who knows him. Thank you so very much. Let's get this boy over 1,000 subscriptions. Let's go. And indeed, okay, so they came back, said that was indeed not a catch. They said it was not a catch and fumble, but it was an incomplete pass. 3rd and 10. Upcoming. Crafty says, Darnold is limping right now. Might as well pull him. I was going to say, if I haven't seen that, but if he is indeed limping, if there's problems there, this game is done. And get him out of there. Because, again, the Lions are just going to tee off on him now. And he got hit again. His arm as he threw. You don't want to do that. 4th and 10 upcoming. I am kind of in agreement with you on this one on Crafty, because that's it. You get one thing like that, he's gonna rip his elbow apart, or he's gonna hurt a shoulder, or he's gonna hurt a rib or a knee or something. At this point, if you're the Vikings at this point, there's 4:10 left, and you're down 22 points. You're down 3 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion. Get ready for Los Angeles. That's all. Got a flag down here. Looks like it's going to be against the Vikings. And it is going to be delay a game against the Vikings. So it pushes it back even further. Oh man, I'm yawning. But this, I'll tell you what, for the game that was supposed to be the game of the century, the game of the year, the guess was going to be great. Boy, kind of been boring. Browns Steelers back a couple Thursday nights ago with the snow game. That was fun. That was a fun game to cover. That was a fun game to watch. This one's been a little bit. But 4th and 15, Vikings got no choice but to go for it. Darnold looks, throws, incomplete. Naylor was the intended receiver. Darnold again being helped off the turf after being hit. 4:09 remaining. Lions ball. And I mean, this game was kind of over after the last touchdown. It's really over now. Oh boy. Oh, man, Darnold got fucking rocked. I'm with you, Crafty. Pull him out of the game. Why was he still in there? He shouldn't have still been in there. But 4:09, Lions come lining up here. Goff's still in the game. He takes a snap, throws quickly out to a flat. It's going to be a first down. Out of bounds is Williams, and we have a flag down. Geez, the officials decided to get really into it towards the end of the game here. Thanks, guys. That really helps. Pass interference on the Lions. Pulling it on the tight end right. Isn't it a blocking? Can't you block at that point? Or was it before the pass? Oh, maybe. If it's before the pass, you can't do it. Yeah. Crafty in the chat says that Darnold melted down like Case Keenum did at the end of their 2017 run. Got him to the NFC Championship game, though. Big run here. Reynolds with the carry. As they're not going to have Jahmyr Gibbs in there. It's going to be 2nd and 1 coming up here for the Lions. Or 2nd and 2. Looks like they're marking it back a little bit. So, yeah, they're showing the wild card schedule now. They still don't have it fully there for the Vikings or Lions. I mean, come on, it's the Vikings, let's be honest. Some good games. I think we got some good games. I'm actually excited for that Washington football team of Redskin Commanders and Buccaneers game. I think that's going to be the game of super wild card weekend. Actually, they marked him down 2nd and 3. I thought it was 2nd and 1. It's 2nd and 3. Still give it to Williams, and he's going to get closer now. Now it's going to be about 3rd and 1. I think. We'll see. Maybe it'll be 3rd and 3. Who knows how they mark it. Oh God, I can't wait for this game to be over. I'm gonna get some food. Maybe I'll get a little ramen in me. I'm a little sucker for ramen, man. Let me some good chicken ramen, roast chicken ramen. I like the roast chicken too. Roast chicken ramen is very good. Pork ramen is very good. But I'm a very chickeny guy. I like when it comes to ramen, chickeny guy. I will eat beef. I don't mind the beef. Beef is good. Like I said, the pork is good. I haven't tried the shrimp yet. Shrimp, I'm not. I'm still leery of. But you give me chicken, roast chicken, creamy chicken. Yeah, let's go. I fuck with that. Spicy chicken. Very good. 2:38 remaining. Lions take a timeout. Why not? Let's extend this game even more. Jared Goff just staring right down the lens. NBC now doing their promo for the game we just talked about, Washington versus Tampa Bay, the football team of Redskin Commanders versus the Buccaneers. That'll be 8 o'clock on Sunday night. You better believe that my fat ass is going to be here watching that game with you guys. Certainly hope that you are joining me as well. Handoff on 1st and 10 for the Lions. 4-yard gain. 2nd and 6. That should be the last play before the 2-minute warning. And what will be the last 2-minute warning of the regular season. Lions have 68 regular season touchdowns, the second most in NFL history. Second only to the 2013 Broncos, as they had 71. So the Lions were doing some offensive numbers this year. They're going to end the season 15-2. As we're at the 2-minute warning, only 2 more minutes to go for the 2nd and 7. You got to figure the Lions will go first down and go for even though Minnesota has timeouts. Like you're not using them, Minnesota. Like let's be honest. Danny Joe, there he is, Danny Dimes. Look at Danny Dimes in the street clothes. Put Danny Dimes in. Maybe you got a chance against the Rams. You get Danny Dimes in there, baby. Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes. Love you, DJ. There's old J.J. McCarthy looking like a Subaru owner. There's Sam Darnold, who, at least for this game, appeared to be seeing ghosts out there. 2nd and 7, coming out of the 2-minute warning. Hand off, and that's going to be a loss of a yard for the Lions. 3rd and 8 coming up. And the clock is indeed running. The Vikings aren't going to try to stop shit. Thank God. We're just going to end this game here. Clock is just running. We are at 120 now. Play clock under 5. Lions hand off, run, and that's going to be a gain of 2 yards. 4th down. So Lions are going to either kick a field goal or punt, or do you just go for it and try to run more time off? Do you want to embarrass the Vikings? They are your rival. Wouldn't be bad to embarrass them. If I was the Giants, I would always try to embarrass the Eagles. And they go to Lions, 4th and 6. Probably going to be a running play, I would imagine. Well, maybe they do a passing play, try to get to the first down. The clock will stop if you miss anyway, so might as well. But it is indeed a handoff. And he's going to be short. Clock is still running. It should have stopped. If you didn't get it, it should have stopped. Now they finally stop it. I should have stopped back at like 25. They did mark him short. It is Vikings ball. And they did put time back on the 27 seconds left. And the Vikings are going to go into defeat formation, kneel it down, ends the game, and there it is, your NFC North champion, NFC regular season champions, number 1 overall seed and first round bye, home field throughout the playoffs, the Detroit Lions defeat the Minnesota Vikings. The Detroit Lions have clinched the number 1 seed in the playoffs for the first time in team history. Best season in Detroit's history. The story keeps getting better for Dan Kimball and the Lions. Is this the year that they get to the dance? It's going to be a tough road. A lot of good teams. They've lost to Tampa Bay. You got to possibly play the Eagles at some point if you are the Lions. You have teams here that can beat you. Can you run the gauntlet and can you get to the Super Bowl down in New Orleans? We're going to find out. But there we are. The end of the NFL regular season. It sucks because we waited all year for the season to start. We got to the season. It was fun. It was great. We loved every little part of it, every bit of it. And now we are at the end and it sucks. And now we got the playoffs and this is fun. Listen, the playoffs are fun. It's always going to be fun. But this part of the season is always sad because we are done. I am kind of glad that the Giants season is over, let's be honest. And boy, if we don't fucking clean house tomorrow on Black Monday, I'm going to be one angry motherfucking panda. Let me tell you that. But until Thursday, when Notre Dame will go ahead and take on Penn State, which me and Jimbo will cover right here. And me and Jimbo will probably hopefully get a podcast out here soon. It's been a while since we put a fucking podcast out. Man, I got to get a podcast out here. We'll talk about all that other stuff. We'll talk about college football. We'll talk about the playoffs. We'll talk about the regular season. We'll talk about all the haps going on here. But thank you so much for joining us here on this amazing journey this season. And we cannot wait to see what we do further here. And we can't wait for you to join us for the rest of the way and where we go from here. Thank you to everybody so much for joining us along during this NFL regular season. We'll see you during the playoffs. We'll see you during the rest of the college football playoffs. We'll see you during hockey. We'll see you during wrestling. We'll see you during whatever else the hell we decide to do. Thank you so much. My name is King. This has been Stay Tuned Sports, and we will see you later. Thank you so much, everybody.